This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. And by Midwest Bank. Midwest Bank is always ready to lend a hand in the communities that they serve. Log on to MidwestBank.com to find out more.
Late September, a bit of a chill in the air as we reach the halfway point of the football regular season. Where does the time go? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pierce, Nebraska, alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay for high school football on News Channel Nebraska. Our matchup tonight, Wayne taking on Pierce, old rivals, opening district play this evening. That matchup brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need them. Well, Lou, the more things change, the more they stay the same. A new coach running things at Pierce, and guess what? All they're doing is playing about as well as anybody in the number 3 team in the state, welcoming a Wayne team that has maybe played a little bit better than their record, a little bit banged up, but well, it's a rivalry game. It's always fun when Pierce and Wayne get together.
Yeah, if you like blue, you came to the right place. Both teams wear blue. You see a lot of that tonight. But you're right. I mean, Pierce is still a good football team. This is still a good program. Darren Suxdorf has to take over for, some guy named Bramer, who at 57-5 his last 5 years with 2 state championships. Oh, well. But, he's doing a great job. This is kind of the same old. For Wayne tonight, to stay in this ballgame with the injuries they've had, they're going to have to win the turnover battle. That's going to be big here tonight.
A lot has changed for Pierce, but there is one key component back from last year. He's one of our key players tonight. We'll introduce you to them next. You're watching the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska.
The pregame show is brought to you by Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. And by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCode.com. NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
It's important to detect lung cancer.
Welcome back to the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska, live in Pierce, Nebraska this evening as we get set for the Pierce Blue Jays and the Wayne Blue Devils. So Pierce opened up the Darren Suxdorf era with a loss to Wahoo. Turns out Wahoo's pretty good. Since then, Pierce has been really good as well. This is not the sling it around Pierce Blue Jays that they've had the last few years, but anybody who has seen Darren Suxdorf coach 11-man football is going to recognize this style of football, and they're certainly going to recognize the young man running the football for them. Keenan Valverde has been incredible this year.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Pierce lost a lot of starters from last year, but Keenan Valverde is a guy that's coming back. 759 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns. And I was watching him warm up. First of all, he's put together. He's a solid guy. He's going to be very difficult to stop for Wayne tonight. He's going to get a lot of touches. He's an outstanding running back.
The lone returning starter on offense for Pierce, pretty good one, Keenan Valverde. Meanwhile, Wayne coming in 1-3. They're a little bit banged up. They lost some receivers in their loss to Raymond Central last week. This is a team with Coach Hayden Delano that wants to throw it around a little bit. They've got a talented quarterback, and when he's taking care of the football, Caden Keller can make some good things happen for Wayne.
Well, that's exactly what you just said. He's got 775 yards passing. He's a good passing quarterback, 9 touchdowns on the year, 9 interceptions. That has to not happen tonight. So for them to have any chance to win this ball game, Keller's got to be really good and got to take care of the football. Very important. 2
coaches that actually saw each other in 8-man football at Lutheran High and Cross County in the playoffs a few years ago, now meeting in 11-man. You'll hear from both of them coming up next. You're watching the pregame show on News Channel Nebraska.
Early. Let's see if you qualify for a lung cancer screening at Faith Regional. I'm talking now with Maria O'Hare, an oncology navigator with Faith Regional Health Services. We're talking about lung cancer screenings today. Who should be thinking about getting one?
Well, for the most part, our lung cancer screening criteria is basically for smokers. Medicare about 2015 started a new program specifically for smokers or people that are at high risk for lung cancer, and they had to meet certain guidelines.
What are the guidelines?
Well, the U.S. Preventative Task Force has come up with some new guidelines this year. Their ages are 50 to 80 years old, and instead of a 30-pack year history, anybody that now has a 20-pack year history can qualify for this exam. One of the things they do add, though, is a statement saying you should have these exams every year until the patient has an illness that they probably could not have a curative surgery or has a chronic illness to the point where they would not do treatment for it.
What are some of the things you can do to reduce your risk of eventually having lung cancer?
Well, of course, one of the biggest things is not smoking or quitting to smoke. Asbestos, being around different chemicals, can cause lots of different smoking, so not being around those chemicals, you know, asbestos, chromium, arsenic, a lot of those types of things. Also radon, having your house checked for radon.
So with these screenings, you're going before symptoms even, so this isn't something that you should be on the lookout for symptoms for. If you qualify, you should do this.
Correct, correct. And again, this is something, hopefully, if you're having your yearly conversations with your doctor, that they would bring up, or that, you know, you seeing this now, okay, I understand, I probably do qualify, I need to talk to my doctor about this. Yes, it's definitely for someone that does not have symptoms.
Maria, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And down here on the field, we're joined with the head coach of the Wayne High Blue Devils, Coach Hayden Delano. Coach, going into tonight's game, Blue Devils coming into this game 1-3. What's kind of the Blue Devils mindset going into this game against Pierce?
Yeah, we're still trying to get things figured out a little bit. You know, we've had a couple injuries, so we've moved personnel quite a bit. But a game like this, you know what you're getting. Pierce is who Pierce is. They're obviously a top program in the state year in and year out. So it's a big challenge. We're excited for it, and going to have to play real clean football.
Yeah, and Coach, obviously you touched on it. Pierce, number 4, according to our rankings. Pierce and Wayne, kind of a Northeast Nebraska rivalry. What does it mean in your second year here with the Blue Devils to be a part of a rivalry like this one?
Yeah, it's obviously good for high school football. It's fun, you know. I'm not exact on the year, but I think it's 1997 or 1995 last time Wayne won. So obviously we're excited for the opportunity. It'd be nice to knock off a team like this, but you know you got your hands full at the same time. So the rivalry is good. Northeast Nebraska football is good, and it's exciting to be a part of it.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you for joining us, and good luck to your team tonight.
You betcha. Thank you.
And we'll take a short break, and when we come back, more sports here on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom's Service. Get fueled up for the Blue Jays at Tom's on Main Street. Pierce Dental Office, ready to help you improve those Blue Jay smiles. And by White Repair in Hayter, providing auto service and repair for all vehicles. Call for an appointment today.
Down here on the field, we're joined with the Pierce Blue Jays head coach, Darren Suxdorf. Coach, going into tonight's game, 3-1 on the season, 3 straight wins. What's been kind of the key to your team's success rebounding off of that first loss of the season?
Well, I think, like you always say, you want to learn after a loss. So I think one thing we've done is learn from that. We find out what we did wrong, and we're gradually getting better. I think if you look at the film, we've gotten better each game, and that's going to, you know, like any coach, we're going to try to get better each game, so we're playing our best football at the end of the year. So I think our kids have bought into that and have done a good job so far.
Yeah, and of course, taking on the Wayne High Blue Devils here tonight. Again, Wayne coming into the game a little bit knocked up with injuries, but still a scrappy team. So what's going to be the key to success tonight to beat the Blue Devils?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think being able to adapt to what they come out with, they were kind of a spread team before, and I think they lost, 2 or 3 receivers for injury. So we got to prepare a little bit for seeing something different than spread. And then defensively, they might have to change some of that up too with those guys hurt. So I think just preparing and really sticking to what our rules are for each front and what we're doing defensively is going to be a big key tonight.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you for joining us, and good luck to your team.
Yeah, thank you.
So, men, yes, we'll be right back here. Wayne High versus the Pierce Blue Jays here on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
partnering your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Pierce coming out on the field. They switched it up on us. They were wearing blue during practice, but they've gone back in black for this home game, their second of the season against Wayne. Let's take a look at our school spotlight brought to you by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency here to help. Visit gocurrency.com today. There you see Wayne. 5973, the population, named for General Anthony Wayne. He was the 5th ever senior officer of the U.S. Army, fought for his country in the Revolutionary War. Meanwhile, Pierce, named for a president, Franklin Pierce, our 14th president of America. That, again, your school spotlight, brought to you by Currency. Starting lineups and all the action coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the Faith difference.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
I'm Chris Suckup, and I started at Madison County Bank in 2003.
Experience, commitment to community, and unmatched customer service. Madison County Bank has been rooted in Northeast Nebraska for over 130 years and is here to help you grow. For ag banking, home loans, and business banking, visit your local Madison County Bank in
Madison, Plainview, Albion, and all of Northeast Nebraska.
Some jobs are hard work, long hours, busy days, late nights. But there's something in us that keeps us going when we know what we're doing is making a difference in someone's life. Because it's the hardest jobs that are the most important, and that pride you feel makes it more than worth the effort. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups for tonight's district contest between the 4th-ranked Pierce Blue Jays and the Blue Devils of Wayne. Pierce coming in 3-1. We start with Wayne coming in 1-3 for Coach Hayden Delano defensively. Pretty good linebacker crew, solid on the line as well. They're missing one of their leading tacklers Gavin Redden is out tonight. That's going to affect them both offensively and defensively. You see they've got a tight end in, a fullback. This is a team that normally likes to spread it out, but unfortunately they've lost 2 of their receivers to injuries, lost them both last week against Raymond Central, including Redden, who was their leading receiver. Pierce, we talked about what they've got in the backfield. Defensively, they have been very good as well, +5 in turnover ratio. Great linebackers, something you can always count on with the Pierce Blue Jays. Champion White, the quarterback for Pierce, played for Coach Sucksdorf at Lutheran High Northeast last year. This team has great athletes all over. Had a chance to get a lot of them in against Arlington in a 53-16 victory, coming off a big win over Roncalli last week, 37-28. The head coach for Pierce, Darren Sucksdorf, he is 2 wins away from 100 in his career. Comes into tonight 98-57 overall. Of course, was the head coach at Lutheran High Northeast for 16 years. Meanwhile, Hayden Delano, second year at Wayne, he was the head coach at Cross County for 5 years, was 34-21 at Cross County, took them to the state championship game in Class D1, where they lost to the Burwell Longhorns. So 2 coaches who actually saw each other as 8-man opponents, now meeting again in 11-man. Coach Hayden Delano was a young coach, graduated from Wayne State in 2016. Lou, he's a kind of a young up-and-comer, someone who I would actually compare to like a Darren Sucksdorf about 10 years ago, somebody that people were looking at as someone who could really lead a team, build a program, and certainly Wayne is hoping that he can do that for them. Certainly did a great job at Cross County there in Stromsburg, created a winning program there in 8-man.
The one thing you can't control is injuries.
Yep.
And that's what's really bit Wayne right now. They opened up the season only a 10-point loss to Roncalli. That's a pretty impressive game, quite honestly. And it's kind of, the injuries tend to bog you down. And we're going to see tonight how Wayne reacts to that. You mentioned they like to kind of spread you out and sling it around. Now you've lost some receivers. You have to kind of change what you want to do here tonight, or at least what you feel like you can do against this Pierce ball club. The funny thing with Coach Sucksdorf's a good coach,
yep,
and a guy with a solid reputation at Lutheran High. What you always say, never replace a legend. Well, he's replacing one here, and Coach Bramer. In our open, we mentioned he was 57-5 the last 5 years, and 4 straight state championship appearances, 2 wins in those championship games. So a lot of success. Still a good football team, though, here are the Pierce Blue Jays.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it's Keenan Valverde kicking away for Pierce. Wayne will receive. This is Garrett Schultz, the senior, out across the 20, trying to bounce around the wedge. Falls forward to the 25, and that's where Wayne will take over 1st and 10 on offense. And so we see what Coach Delano cooks up. It's going to be a different look for them. You're halfway through the year, and you're not installing a new offense, but maybe shortening the playbook a little bit. Like Coach Sucksdorf mentioned for Pierce, though, you don't really know what to scout defensively, right, knowing that they're going to come out in a different look.
Yeah, it might be an advantage early on just because you don't know exactly what they're going to do. But losing those receivers with the way this offense likes to function is going to make it very difficult, I think, to have sustained success in this ball game.
2 receivers split wide, I formation behind Caden Keller, the junior quarterback, 25 yards shy of 800 on the year. They will keep it on the ground to start. Solid game. That's Garrett Schultz, the team's leading rusher coming into tonight, 129 yards on the season. This is not a team that runs the ball a lot. Schultz gets a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Well, Schultz has an advantage because he's hard to find behind he's listed about 5'6", small running back. Might be able to squeak through some holes before Pierce can find him.
2nd down and 9, opening drive. Our game presented in part by Currency. They make financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com. I formation again on 2nd and 9. Keller. Little stretch play. A good cut, but just not much room. Pierce swarming to the football, breaking tacklers, but not getting much is Schultz. It'll be 3rd down and long. It feels like just about everybody on Pierce's defense had a crack at him before he was finally brought down. It's 3rd and 9.
The thing going against Pierce Pierce's defense is you have to be able to do things quickly. This is a defense that can run to the football. Anything that develops a little bit slowly is going to be kind of swallowed up by this Blue Jay defensive unit.
Corvin Fritz was in on that play. Hey, here's a shocker. A guy named Fritz, the leading tackler for Pierce. It's Corvin Fritz, the senior, 37 tackles coming into tonight. All right, 3rd and 9. Will we see Wayne go to the air for the first time? Jace Jorgensen, the leading receiver available for Wayne. He split to the far side. Parker Patefield split to the near side on 3rd and 9. Keller looks over the middle. Got it to his tight end, but he's going to be stopped shy of first down yardage. That's Calvin Ankony's first reception of the season, but it's shy of the yard to gain. 4th down and 2 upcoming.
Yeah, I don't think this is where you want to go for it. You want to give Pierce a short field. Well, maybe they will.
Yeah, who knows? You know, you're 1 and 3. They've played a tough schedule, too. They opened against Roncalli. They had Douglas County West, who I think has surprised everyone how well they've played this year. They played Boone Central for 4 quarters, first team to have done that. Going to get a little quick kick here out of Keller. Pretty good kick. Angling to the sideline, flips the field a little bit out across the 40 to the 38-yard line. So that's a 29-yard punt, no return. And Pierce now goes on offense for the first time. Here is a thing that I think has got to be frustrating for a defensive coordinator. You know what's coming with Pierce, and it's just a matter of trying to stop it. And no one has been able to do it this year.
Yeah, it's kind of like being at the beach when a tsunami is headed your way. You know it's coming, but try to stop it.
Champion White in at quarterback. You've got Valverde actually split as a receiver. So when I said you knew what's coming, I lied. I was not expecting that. Valverde split out wide. It's going to be White on the keeper. Bounces off a defender and still going. White leapfrogs a defender down the near sideline. Champion White showing his moves into Wayne territory down to the 30-yard line. A gain of 33 by the senior quarterback.
Watch White. He breaks the tackle, avoids the guy. Nice run down the sidelines. He's a good athlete. Different style of offense, I guess, than what we've seen the last few years. No Abram Schulting, no Ben Bramer, but, for years, Pierce ran the ball well, and that's what they're doing again this season.
That replay brought to you by Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. You're going to see a lot of direct snaps to Keenan Valverde. Anybody who saw Coach Sucksdorf as a coach at Lutheran High Northeast has seen this style of offense before. Imbalanced offensive lines, direct snaps to running backs like you see there. Valverde gets about 5. I give him 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4 to the 24-yard line.
We've got 2 athletes back there between White and certainly Valverde. He's a great running back. That play, it was White, the quarterback was kind of the lead blocker.
Now it's the double wing set from Pierce. Valverde in motion. Pierce will reset, 2nd down and 4. Valverde coming into tonight averaging 10.9 yards per carry. So that last run actually hurt his average a bit.
Yeah, that was a bad run for him.
Ooh, bad snap, picked up by White. He makes something out of it, hit hard right at the line to gain. Drew Davis, the big 210-pound senior, makes the stop, but they'll say that is enough for first down yardage. The quarterback improvises a bit after the fumble and gets 4.
You know, I think the one thing that stays the same with Pierce is their ability to run the football and play physically as they run the football. The offensive line, the running backs, they'll make you pay if you try to come up and make the tackle.
Yeah, this line not as big maybe as in the past few years for Pierce, but certainly a physical group. Now 1st and 10 at the Wayne 19. Pierce trying to strike first at home. In motion is Gavin Sullivan. He drops the football. Now, this is interesting. This is really the first time we've seen rain in a while, right? We're in a drought, and they're wet conditions down there. It's not raining right now, but probably a bit more slick of a surface. Certainly a slicker football than they're used to, and Sullivan loses 8 on the fumble.
Well, and that's what Wayne wants, is to put Pierce behind the chains, force Pierce to make plays through the air.
So call it 2nd down and 18. Direct snap. Valverde has some blockers, has some speed, cuts upfield. No problem. Touchdown, Pierce. Keenan Valverde's 11th of the season, but a flag is down. Keep that touchdown count at 10 because I think this one's coming back.
I was looking at the the Wayne defenders all kind of dejected after that run, and then there's that lone flag, a holding call. You're right, Eric's going to bring this one back.
Take another look at this run, but again, you see, you've got them in a 2nd and 18. You think you've got them where they want them, and just, this is a really good offensive line, blocked maybe a little too well on that play. So now, they got 2nd and a whole bunch. They need to get to the 9-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the 37. That's what, 2nd and 28? I think that's my math. I got the arithmetic right there.
I'd count it, but I got to take my shoes off.
2nd and nobody wants that. Certainly not. We're in an enclosed space up here. We don't need that. We'll say 2nd and 28. Yep, at the 37-yard line. Double wing set. White in at quarterback.
They still run the ball here.
Sullivan in motion. They will run it to the fullback. Doesn't get much. Well covered, Calvin Ankeny. Changed numbers to be a tight end. He's been a lineman all year, the junior. Really good stop. After the gain of 3, it'll be 3rd and really, really long after that carry by Dion Watts.
Well, I think where you're at on the field here at the 34-yard line, if you're Pierce, you think a couple of plays. Try to get something here on 3rd down and give yourself at least a chance on 4th down.
Sorry, that wasn't Watts. That was Caden Fraley on the carry. So now 3rd and a lot. Champion White looking over the middle, has a man. It is caught. That time it is Dion Watts. Ball comes out after he's down, but still well shy of 1st down yardage. It's going to be 4th and about 11. He gets to the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 13, but they needed a lot more than that.
Yeah, just White rolling there, throws across his body, but throws a nice pass. That's exactly what they needed, though, is just a good gain there on that 3rd down. It's 4th and 11. But it's possible as opposed to 4th and 28.
Well, and here's the thing. They've got a pretty good kicker in Keenan Valverde. He kicked a 36-yard field goal earlier this season. It is the offense, though, that takes the field. On 4th down, and call it 12 from the 21-yard line. White, hold everything. We've got a stoppage on the field. And a timeout called by Pierce. We'll take one as well. Big 4th down decision coming up for Coach Sextorf. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Okay, 4th down and 12 here on NCN, High School Football and News Channel Nebraska, presented in part by Midwest Bank. Always ready to lend a hand to the communities they serve. Log on to MidwestBank.com to find out more. So the line of scrimmage is the 21. This would be about a 38-yard field goal if they kicked it. They're going to go for it. They've got 3 receivers split to the left, including Valverde. Fralick, the wingback. 4th down and 12, here we go. White. Lobbing in traffic. Watts had it, couldn't haul it in. And Wayne takes over on downs. Boy, that was a well-drawn-up play.
Yeah.
Good pass, but Wayne dodges the bullet.
I like to call the receivers all on the left side come across, just crossing routes. Watts had that in his hands. My goodness, so close. But as it is, now Wayne holds and gets the football back. Now Wayne's got to be able to sustain some drives. Got to keep that football, because this Pierce, as we mentioned, not only a running team, but a physical running team. You want to keep that offense on the sidelines as much as possible, certainly. And if you're Wayne, you want to be able to sustain a drive and try to put some points on the board, try to put some pressure on the home-standing Pierce Blue Jays.
How about this? Wayne going double tight. Actually, 3 tight ends. You've not seen this much. They go with a direct snap to the running back out across the 25 to the 26. So this is not the Wayne Blue Devil team that we had seen earlier this season. In fact, you got a guy wearing number 53 taking direct snaps in the backfield. That's Drew Davis's first carry this season. Gets him 6 yards.
Gotta love it. Number 53 there, right in the middle of your screen.
That's going back to the 8-man days there for Coach Delano. Guys wearing 53 carrying the football. How about it? That gives you a 210-pound fullback in there, too.
That helps. That helps with the size.
They've got him back as the deep back again. Essentially, Drew Davis is your quarterback right now. Well, this is not what they scouted for. Guarantee. Is he going to throw? He's going to throw the ball. It's incomplete. Boy, Wayne fans wanted an interference call. They're not going to get it. That wasn't a bad ball. He was looking for Calvin Ankeny. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 after the incomplete pass by Drew Davis.
There's some contact there, but I think it was incidental. I don't know that you'd call that interference. Both guys looking up at the football and going for the football.
That's the difference there. So now 3rd and, call it 4, ball at the 26-yard line. They need to get just across the 30. Davis is still in at quarterback. So we saw Caden Keller start the game at quarterback. But now you've got the 210-pound senior going to try to get it with his legs. Looking for blockers, doesn't get him. Pierce's defense all over it. That's Corvin Fritz coming out of the pile. Caden Fritz there on the play as well. No gain. It is 4th down.
Well, if you've got a couple Fritzes on your team and your Pierce, you're in good shape defensively. Those guys are like junkyard dogs out there chasing down that football. Those guys can play defense. And that's a good stop there for Pierce. Should get the football back in pretty good field position again. Unless
Wayne is sending Keller back out there. Their punter has been Alex Rodriguez. But it's Keller out there with 4 receivers split wide on 4th and 4.
And you got 2 guys back for Pierce.
That is going to be indeed the quick kick again. This time Pierce will try to return it, letting it roll past him. This one takes a Wayne roll inside the 30, down to the 29-yard line. They'll mark it right at the 30. That's a pretty good punt of 44 yards and no return. Luke Stara, the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, take it away.
Go hard every play, and we might just win this thing. That was Coach Delano's message to the Blue Devils before the game started. Going into this, obviously the Blue Jays, the favorite, a top team in the state right now. And for the Blue Jays, it's minimizing their own errors. I mean, you saw it on that last offensive drive. They had Valverde's touchdown taken off the board after a holding penalty. So the Blue Jays still trying to keep things going, still have control, but the Blue Devils holding their own. Eric and Lou, back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Luke. I like that message from Coach Delano. Just do the best you can, right? That's all you can do. That time, Champion White getting 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, my coach used to say, do the best you can, don't look stupid. That's usually was the...
Lou, do the best you can. Make sure those water bottles are full. 2nd down and 4. Here's Keenan Valverde on the direct snap. Wayne covers it pretty well, swarming to the football. Valverde fighting. Gets about a yard out of it. It'll be 3rd down upcoming.
And for the Blue Devils, you play good defense. That's certainly what Coach Delano said to his team would be very apropos for this defensive unit is if you can keep these guys in check, don't give up the big plays, force them into some 3rd down situations, you'll have a chance. That's 3rd down and 3. The last 3rd down was 3rd and a mile there for Pierce after the penalty.
The 3rd down and 3 from the 33-yard line. Direct snap to Valverde, going straight ahead. That's a 1st down correction. This is White with the football. He's got 1st down yardage. He's running pretty well with the football. Came into tonight 160 rushing yards on the season. He's already well on his way to this game as he gets another 7 yards and a 1st down.
Is there any pressure for a guy named Champion to do well?
I mean, yeah, you've got to be pretty good when your name is Champion.
That's why my original name is 3rd String.
1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Quick hitter, near side, caught. Not getting away from the tackle, though. Ankeny there in open space to make the play on Caleb Newman. Newman's first reception of the season. It'll be 2nd down and call it 6. We'll give him about 4 yards. I give him 3. 2nd and 7.
Now, Pierce offensively is obviously different than what we've seen, but I think you have to be able to be efficient in the passing game, be able to complete some passes to back the defense up. You're going to have, everybody here. You got about 8 guys up in the box stop that running game.
2nd and 7, bad snap. White's got to scramble. Able to stay on his feet somehow, keeps this play going and gets across midfield. I think some Blue Devils thought his knee went down. He stayed up. Pretty good scramble there. It'll be a manageable 3rd down and 3 after that gain by White.
Yeah, let's watch it here. I don't think his knee went down. It was close, but I don't think it went down. What a great job to keep going. Almost broke out of there. That was close to being a big play for Pierce.
As it is 3rd down and 3. They snap it to Valverde. He hands it off to Sullivan, who falls forward for 1st down yardage. So that time Valverde is used as a quarterback to hand the ball off, and the 1st down gotten on the ground by Sullivan, but we've got a flag down again.
Wow.
And again, that's a 1st down taken off the board. Last time was a touchdown. This time a 1st down taken off the board by a holding call.
Yeah, mistakes right now hurting the Pierce Blue Jays. And this one's going to be moved back. So now instead of a 1st down, you're looking at 3rd down and long. Another holding penalty against Pierce. So Pierce right now getting in their own way.
So 3rd and 11. It's a spot foul. Ball moved back to the 44-yard line. We'll call it 3rd down and 10. Valverde in motion, and now a flag as the ball is snapped, and I think Pierce is moving even farther back.
Yeah, legal
That's
procedure.
a false start.
Yep.
So Pierce struggling. More penalties than 1st downs here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, it's just not winning football right now for Pierce, and that's what that does essentially is keep Wayne in this ball game. You've already had a touchdown taken off of the board, and you don't want to. You got a team that's got some injuries. They're 1-3. They're coming in here. You don't want to give them life. But the longer this game stays close, certainly gives Wayne a chance to win this. It's a long way to go, but these penalties hurting Pierce right now.
3rd and 15 after the penalty. White with time fires over the top, has a man. Defender slipped and it's dropped. Deion Watts had it. That was a 1st down and then some, a perfectly placed ball, but it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, White's thrown some good balls. A couple drops there by the Pierce receivers. Another roll to his left and turn and come back the other way. Boy, that should have been a completion. I'm sure Watts would agree.
So now Pierce back to punt. Gavin Sullivan is the punter, 28.6 yards per punt on the season. So Sullivan on to punt it away. High snap, but handled well. Sullivan, little rugby kick. Takes a Wayne bounce, then a Pierce roll out across the 30 to the 28-yard line. Solid punt there. 33 yards, no return. Wayne will take over 1st and 10. And so Wayne doing the job defensively, Lou. Now Pierce has helped with penalties and miscues, but look, Wayne has stepped up. They've made stops. And now the difference, though, they need to find something offensively.
Yeah, got to be able to move the football. Pierce right now kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Wayne's got to try to take advantage of that, find something offensively, and try to put pressure on Pierce by moving the football, and if you can take a lead here against the Blue Jays, that gives the Blue Devils a bit of a leg up.
It's just the 8th play from scrimmage that Wayne has run. Trying to get something to the outside, a little bit of speed. Good hard hit on the sideline. That's Garrett Schultz. Gets to about the 30. It'll be 2nd down and 8 after the gain of 2. Wayne just 16 yards of offense to this point in the game.
Yeah, have not had a first down, I don't believe.
Nope, they have not.
So, yeah, you got to be able to move the football, and certainly against a good defense, you try to do something on 1st down. The farther back you are in the down and distance, the less you can do offensively.
Back to Drew Davis, the Mack Truck quarterback, out across the 30. Gets a couple. Out to about the 32-yard line, sets them up with a 3rd and about 6 when the 2nd quarter begins. After one, interesting start to this one. No score in Pierce. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Hey, high school sports on News Channel Nebraska, presented in part by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have Faith. Alongside Lou Siepker, Luke Stera on the sideline. I'm Eric McKay. Well, Wayne has no first downs, but Pierce has no points. We've got no score after one. Blue Devils with a chance to get their first down of the game here. They face a 3rd and 6. And again, if you're just joining us, Wayne has had to basically change their offense on the fly at the midway point. Injuries to 2 of their 4 receivers. We have not seen that spread style that we normally see out of Wayne. They're running a number 53, Drew Davis, 210-pound lineman, as a quarterback on direct snaps. They have been using Caden Keller as well, but Lou, the offense, trying to find some flavor, some seasoning with not as many weapons and spices at their disposal.
Yeah, and you try to stay out of this 3rd and long. Like I just said, what they can do offensively is limited without those receivers when you're in those long down and distance situations. You want to try to be in a more of a 3rd down and short where maybe you could sneak something past Pierce. Right now, it's very limited what Wayne can do and do well in this situation.
3rd and 6. Drew Davis can sling it. He did pass earlier. This time he's going to try to get it on the ground and won't get there. Ridden down immediately. That's Clayton Carlson, the 200-pound junior, jumping through to make the play. Davis gets a couple, but it's 4th and 4.
Well, they'll have to kick the ball away again. See if Pierce can, Wayne's done a nice job, I think, but really the team holding Pierce back right now is Pierce with the penalties, the drop passes.
You see another look at the run there. Caleb Newman and Champion White back deep. Newman does have a punt return for a touchdown this year. Keller's punt takes a Wayne roll out across the 30 and will be downed at the 24-yard line. That's a 42-yard punt. Wayne doing a nice job flipping the field. All right, can Pierce's offense get out of their own way here? They've had a touchdown taken off the board. More penalties than first downs right now. Coach Suckstorf get his team on the same page. A first score will go a long way in this game.
Yeah, I think you have success at some point in this game offensively. That you can kind of overcome some of these mistakes, but the longer they remain, again, that just, you got a team like Wayne that's a bit of an upstart in this game. I would say would be considered a pretty heavy underdog. The longer they stick around, the more pressure goes toward Pierce.
This time White in motion. He was split as a receiver, breaks a tackle in the backfield. Now they're finding creative ways to use Champion White. That's about a 10-yard gain. That'll be enough for a first down. They gave him the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 11.
Well, I remember Coach Suckstorf coaching Lutheran High in 11-man, and we called him the mad scientist. Yep. He always found wrinkles and how to, different ways to get his ball carriers the football in different situations. I always marvel. I always felt like they just kind of drew up plays on the sideline sometimes. Like, where'd that come from?
Brock Collison is in at quarterback. He'll keep it. Collison's got some room up the middle. Brock Collison to midfield. In fact, across midfield to the 49-yard line, a 15-yard gain for Brock Collison, the 155-pound sophomore. That's his first carry of the season.
First carry and a really good carry. Good chunk pick up there for the first down for Pierce.
So it's not just Wayne bringing some new wrinkles to the offense. Pierce with some plays that Wayne probably wasn't able to scout for. Now Valverde back in. They're in Wayne territory at the 49-yard line. Inside give to White. White hit hard, driven backwards. That's Drew Davis lowering the boom. I guess that's quarterback-on-quarterback violence, given the way Wayne's had to change their offense a bit. That's a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. With these two teams, we're going to see like 5 different quarterbacks tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of almost not, especially with Pierce, the way they've run it under Coach Sextorf, it's almost positionless football.
Yeah.
They just move people around.
Got an official timeout. I think the play clock maybe needed to be reset. Now they'll get it going. 2nd down and 8. Direct snap, Valverde trying to find room off the right side. Not much. Wayne's done an okay job bottling up Valverde so far. Only a gain of 1 yard. It'll be 3rd down and about 7. Valverde, 8 yards on 3 carries so far this first half.
Yeah, that had a touchdown called back. This is going to be an important, I think, maybe an important down here for Pierce. You've really stuffed Wayne defensively, but not moving the football, again, largely to your own errors. You'd like to get something going.
They fake to Valverde. Oh, it's a little Statue of Liberty pass, but a penalty. They're going to call a false start before the snap. That was set up.
That was set up perfectly.
And now you've burned that play. That's the 4th penalty on Pierce here in the first half, and all of them have been huge.
The official was giving the illegal procedure motion. I thought he called him for traveling for a minute there.
You had Collison throwing the ball to Hayden Bauer. That was sophomore to sophomore. But now it's going to be 3rd down and about 12 from the 49-yard line.
Yeah, another mistake for the Blue Jays, keeping Wayne in this ballgame.
So back in their own territory, 3rd and 12 at the 49-yard line. And now we've got a timeout. Coach Darren Suckstorf doesn't like what he's seeing out there and wants to talk things over. We'll take a timeout as well. 3rd and 12 coming up. No score. You're watching News Channel Nebraska. It's been one of those nights so far. Just kind of a weird game. No score. Pierce has already had to burn 2 timeouts. They've got 4 first downs and 4 penalties in the record books. They're trying to get their 5th first down, but they've got 12 yards to go. Alongside Lucif Grum, Eric McKay. There's one of those mad scientist plays. Yeah. I didn't even see who had the ball there. That was a direct snap to an up back.
Yeah.
I think that was Caden Freilich who got it out across the 45 to the 44-yard line, but it's still 4th and 6 here for Pierce.
Yeah, I like to play. That's definitely Darren Suckstorf coaching out there. We've seen those plays before, but again, the penalty's hurting them. Now you're in a long yardage situation. They've been there most of this first half. Only one short yardage situation that was not a penalty that they converted.
4th down and 6. They're going to go for it. Collison to the air. Has a man, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Watts. And Wayne's defense does the job again. Lou, this is a Wayne defense that coming into tonight giving up 363 yards per game. But they're getting the job done so far this evening.
Yeah, put some pressure there and forced White to get rid of that football quickly. And now here we go again. Can Wayne, now this is a good field position for the Blue Devils. Can they put anything together offensively?
2 receivers split wide. I mean, I know you don't have what you normally have if you're Wayne, but you feel like maybe you got to take a chance at some point, some kind of big play.
Yeah.
They'll keep it on the ground here. Fullback moving forward, riding the wave to midfield. That's a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down.
That's exactly what Wayne needs, is good first down and good first downs, and set them up in that down and distance situation where Pierce, try to make Pierce guess a little bit what's going to happen. Open up the offense. You can't do that generally
if you're Wayne anyway, if with what they've lost, if it's second down, third down, and 8-9 yards, it's just really tough to keep Pierce off balance in those situations.
That was Grant Moss carrying the ball, the 150-pound sophomore, his first carry this season. We have said that a lot already tonight. Little stretch play, cut back into the pile for a yard, and driven backwards. That's some big men in there for Pierce making the stop on Garrett Schultz. That was number 63 for the Jays making the play. And he's on the backside of my roster. That's why I haven't said his name yet. That's Braden Schwartz, the 250-pound junior, making the play for the Jays. It'll be 3rd down and 4. I formation behind Keller. 3rd down and 4. Keller hands off, fullback, not there. Great defense again. Stepping up and making the plays, Wyatt Asmus, the 190-pound junior. Zach Meyer was there as well. It'll be 4th down and about 3, maybe 2 after that gain of a couple by Moss. Folks, tune in to News Channel Nebraska Mondays and Tuesdays for the Husker Football Coaches Show. Hear from Coach Matt Rule as he talks about the last week's game and the road ahead. The Husker Football Coaches Show brought to you by United Healthcare. They elect for the quick kick again. That time, angles out of bounds. Pierce will have decent field position starting at the 26-yard line. So that's a 26-yard punt, no return. Wayne still held without a first down to this point.
Yep, it's been tough moving the football, but defensively they've done a good job. And again, Pierce hurting themselves, but I think that's a good decision by Coach Delano to kick that away and force Pierce to show that they can move the football against your defense.
Direct snap, cutting up field. Valverde spinning away from tackler's first down yardage. At some point, I think you're just going to see a pretty steady diet of number 7. He gives him 14 and a first down.
Yeah, absolutely. Valverde is such a good running back. He's quick, he's strong. One of the holdovers from last year's state championship team. And he was special last year. A whole new group of guys in front of him, and he's still getting the job done.
Got another stoppage. A timeout called by Wayne this time. We'll take a timeout as well. 6:04 to go first half. Still no score. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Borgman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Back to live action, 1st and 10 for Pierce. That's a good tackle. Pierce trying to get the edge on the sweep, but only a yard for Valverde. 2nd down and 9 upcoming for Pierce. Luke Stera on the sidelines. He's got more. Luke?
One drive. It just takes one drive. That's what the message was on the sideline for the Pierce Blue Jays. On the Blue Devils sideline, Coach Delano seems pretty pleased with his team's performance, but he's expecting more. Wants them to rush to the line, doing the little things right. But right now for the Blue Jays, tied 0-0 here. You'd like to see them score before the end of the half. Eric and Lou, back to you.
Now that is certainly what Coach Sucksdorf would like to see. I'll tell you what, Champion White has really been good running the football. Gets about 8 yards there. It'll be 3rd down and 1. White has been the leading rusher for Pierce this evening.
You know, White and Valverde back there. Those are, even though White's playing the quarterback spot, both outstanding runners in that backfield for Pierce.
76 yards on the ground on 8 carries for White. 3rd down and a yard. Valverde straight ahead, got just enough. And maybe an extra yard as he gets through the scrum into Wayne territory at the 49-yard line. Gain of 2 for the senior. Hey, we've got a great story coming up about Keenan Valverde. You might see a lot of folks wearing buttons. Lou and I were wearing them during pregame tonight. Luke Stera has more on Keenan Valverde's journey to get where he is. Just a remarkable young man. We got more of that coming up at halftime. Here he's a remarkable football player making a cut, hesitating, getting across the 45 to the 43-yard line of Wayne. 6-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 4.
One thing I've been impressed with Valverde over the last couple of years is his ability to cut. He's just got great feet, and he makes those quick cutbacks. They're very tough to deal with defensively.
A lot of instinctual things that he does. You see it right there, whirling away from a defender. First down yardage across the 35 to the 34-yard line. First down yardage there for Pierce as Valverde gets them 9.
I think if you're Pierce, you feel like if you don't, make those mental mistakes, you can move the football against Wayne. They've been able to do it and have hurt themselves with penalties.
Now from the 34 of Wayne, Valverde, direct snap and gang tackled. I'm talking 5 Blue Devils meet him at once. A committee of the road team stops Valverde after a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, was that like a 5th of a tackle? Is that what you get credit for there?
Quickly to the line is Pierce on 2nd and 9. White will back out. He's got Watts open. Great undercut there by the defender. That's Alex Rodriguez making the play on the pass intended for Watts. It'll be 3rd down.
You feel like if you're Pierce, they run the ball so well, those plays are going to be there. You're right, that was pretty good defense by Wayne that time. You feel like they're going to get Watts the football here and get a big play out of that passing game eventually.
3rd down and 9 from the 33. White trying to keep it himself. Wayne ready for it. White broke one tackle. Drew Davis there to finish off the play. Helped out by Will Lesberg, the junior. No gain, and it's 4th down. Wayne's defensive line, Lou, is playing pretty darn well tonight.
Yeah, the 2 guys you just mentioned, Lesberg and Davis, have been very good defensively. Looks like Pierce going to hurry up and go for it.
4th down and 9. Valverde in motion. I think they got Wayne to jump. Champion White helpfully pointing it out for the officials. A good assist there. Always good to be helpful. First penalty of the night against Wayne. It's a big one. 4th and 9. Now becomes 4th and 4.
Yeah, that certainly changes things, and I think gives Pierce a great opportunity. Pierce has not been good, partly because of penalties, but they have not been good on anything over about 3 or 4 yards to go. This is more in their wheelhouse right here.
4th and about 4 from the 28. White will throw it. It is caught in traffic. No, dropped. Had the football to the intended receiver. I think that was Sullivan who brought it in, but couldn't bring it down, and Wayne stops Pierce again.
Yeah, he took a pretty good shot here. That jump pass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
what a play by Drew Davis.
Yep, Davis again. He's been an animal out there defensively. That's the quarterback, or at least a partial quarterback for Wayne. There's a Hollywood story there, isn't there, with Davis?
Absolutely. How about Wayne? Here's the problem. Their offense has got to get something. No first downs. So you can't win a game 0-0. They've got to figure out a way to get this offense moving. From the 28-yard line. Handoff up the middle. About a yard. The carry there by Grant Moss.
It's hard to run the football against this Pierce defensive front.
Yeah.
Wayne has not had much opportunity in that running game in this first half. You know, you've got a couple receivers out. I mean, you're playing a really good football player, and Drew Davis at quarterback from time to time. Wayne just needs a big play here. They need something to loosen this defense up.
2nd down and about 8 from the 29-yard line. Caden Keller. Hands off, fullback again, Moss, and again, not much there. That interior line of Pierce is stout. This defense only giving up 240 yards per game. That was Wyatt Asmus on the stop. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 as they get to the 30-yard line.
Wayne without that threat of a passing game.
Yeah.
We talked about Wayne coming up in the box. Well, last play, Pierce had 9 in the box. Without the threat of that passing game, it's really tough. Pierce, very good at stopping the run.
Wayne is spreading it out here. They've got 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Third down, about 6.5. Keller pressured, wanted the screen, it's incomplete, and it'll be 4th down. Had to rush it a little bit because of the pressure, was trying to get it to Rodriguez, and Pierce's defense keeping Wayne without a first down still.
Yep. 0 for 5 on 3rd down is Wayne. And just really having a tough time moving the football against the Blue Jays.
Is this one of the strangest first halves of football you have ever seen, Lou?
Yeah, it really has been.
This has been a bizarre game. Out across the 40 to the 37-yard line goes the punt. That is a 32-yard punt, no return. So
you and
Pierce will take over on offense.
You and I have done a lot of games together. Yeah. I don't remember ever having a scoreless tie at halftime in any game.
I don't think we have. We've had some low-scoring games over the years. Yeah, boy, I'd have to really dig back into the memory banks. And look, I can't remember what I had for lunch today. So you're not going to get that info out of me. All right, Pierce trying to change that scoreless tie. They got 1:22, but only 1 timeout. White to the air, has it, caught. That's first down yardage into Wayne territory. Lucas Scrivener, his 4th reception of the season, gets 17 and a first down.
I like the quick pass there. Picks up the first down. Just a few steps there to his left, a quick pass to Scrivener. Moves the chains. There's still time, 1:14 and counting.
From the 46. Valverde in motion. They'll hand it to him, but he's got nothing. Boy, Wayne's doing a great job funneling everything inside. They're not letting Valverde get to the edge. No gain. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's been key. You're absolutely right. Turn it inside. And a good tackle there.
That was Lesberg.
Yep. Lesnar again.
He and Drew Davis, they have played really, really well on that defensive side of the ball tonight.
Lesberg is a good tackler.
2nd and 10, clock ticking down to 36. Valverde in motion. White to the air. Wanted to get it to Scrivener, instead going deep downfield for Watts. It's intercepted. Alex Rodriguez with his first INT of the season. Pass intended for Watts. Wayne's defense does it again, but a flag is down, I believe.
Offensive holding.
It's against Pierce.
So the interception stands. It'll be Wayne football.
Wow.
And it looks like we're going to have a scoreless tie. I doubt with Wayne's field position they try to do much offensively. Great play there, great interception. And I think for the defensive unit here for Wayne, you got to feel pretty good about the way you played here in this first half.
Penalty is indeed declined, so Wayne, I'll tell you what, the offense has not gotten a first down, and yet they're going to go into halftime feeling like they can win this game. Right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, you're up against it.
Yeah.
By my count, Pierce has won 38 home games. That counts playoffs, 38 home games in a row.
And they do indeed give it to just big Drew Davis ahead for 2 yards. I'll be surprised if we see another snap before the end of the half.
Eric, we talked about it before the game. The last loss that Pierce had here at home was September 1st, 2017 to Aquinas Catholic. That seems like an awfully long time ago.
I don't want to jinx it. I will say that game was broadcast on News Channel Nebraska. The Wayne Blue Devils have no first downs and 33 yards of offense, and yet they're in this one. As we head to the break, we got no score. Halftime show coming up. You're watching NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Pierce Telephone Company and PTC Mobile, where the local choice for your phone, internet, and mobile services is the better choice. And by Rick's Auto Repair, keeping the engines of Pierce fans running with vehicle service and repair.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Fall harvest means long hours for you and your equipment. You both need a fuel that can handle the pressure. So use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel from Farmer's Pride for more power, better fuel economy, faster starts, and special additives to help reduce downtime. What's more, when you do business with Farmer's Pride, you'll notice a personal touch that goes beyond the expected. Farmer's Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Hi, this is Dr. Kim. Chiropractic care is great for children, babies, and pregnant women. Chiropractic has been shown to make a pregnancy more smooth, less painful, and an easier delivery. Chiropractic has helped babies with colic, acid reflux, and many other things.
Hi, my name's Josie Clark, and I'm a PA. I understand the importance of chiropractor in raising healthy kids and having a comfortable pregnancy.
Call Dr. Kim today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom's Service. Get fueled up for the Blue Jays at Tom's on Main Street. Pierce Dental Office, ready to help you improve those Blue Jay smiles. And by White Repair in Hayter, providing auto service and repair for all vehicles. Call for an appointment today.
Pierce's first play from scrimmage went for 33 yards. Wayne has gained 33 yards of offense total in the entire half, and yet we are scoreless at the half here in Pierce. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. Lou, look, Wayne's defense has done a nice job. We'll bring up the halftime highlights here, but honestly, Pierce is doing this to themselves right now. Timely penalties, costly drops have really hurt them so far in this first half.
Yeah, they have. You know, we had a touchdown called back in the first quarter, and some first down conversions that did not go because of penalties. But what you're seeing is a Wayne team that's really getting fired up defensively. I mean, they're in this ball game despite a lack of offense. They've done a great job, and as we mentioned, they've been able to keep this Pierce team from getting outside. It's been everything been inside, and you see there a good defense, a good hit there. To knock the football free of Sullivan there and stop that play. Pierce has been in some long yardage situations, and they have to get a little out of their comfort zone, I think. And there's the interception. Wayne defensively has kept them in the ball game.
Absolutely. The question for Wayne, though, can they find the answers on offense? They have really been vanilla offensively. They've lost the receivers. They haven't had, the offensive weapons. Do they have something in their back pocket that can break out in the second half and try to get them in this game? That'll be the big question as Pierce will get the ball to start the second half. We've got more halftime show coming up. You're watching NCN.
Get rewarded and earn interest for using your My Design Rewards checking account with Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Badenhorst, and I get rewarded when I use my debit card grabbing a bite to eat or getting coffee before class. It's easy, simple, and smart. It's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded just for using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Boardman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Pierce Telephone Company and PTC Mobile, where the local choice for your phone, internet, and mobile services is the better choice. And by Rick's Auto Repair, keeping the engines of Pierce fans running with vehicle service and repair.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
You'll sometimes see him as running back. You'll sometimes even line up behind center and take the snap. That's Keenan Valverde, the running back for the Pierce Blue Jays. Valverde has an amazing story that I was able to luckily get a little glimpse in, the running back and his current and past. We'll send it right now. Here's a little tidbit of Keenan Valverde. As the Blue Jays gear up for a Northeast Nebraska showdown against Wayne, a separate cause will be highlighted during the game. As Pierce prepares for the game on Friday, some helmets will be seen with a yellow sticker for a cause that is close to senior running back Keenan Valverde.
I was diagnosed with leukemia when I was 2 years old, and ever since then I've gone back every year to get checkups, but I'm all good now. So.
While Valverde does not remember much from that time, he says his parents have been with him the whole way.
This Friday we make buttons, raising for childhood, cancer awareness, and on a lot of our helmets we have yellow sticker to raise awareness for it.
Alongside his story, Pierce runs with Valverde in a different way than most teams.
This year we changed a little bit. We've done a straight snap to me instead of having a handoff, which gets us to the line a bit faster. I think it gets us a little more momentum, especially with the line. Just gets everything moving a little bit faster.
The senior running back averages over 160 rushing yards a game for the Blue Jays, including his 300-yard, 4-touchdown performance against Scotus Central Catholic. Pierce head coach Darren Sucksdorf says Valverde is a perfect fit for the Blue Jays in running their offense.
With him, with his small stature, it kind of fits perfect for what we're trying to do right now, and give a lot of credit to his teammates also that give him the hold so he can be an athlete that he is.
The senior gave a piece of advice for anyone going through a similar experience to his.
I think you just got to keep pushing through it. Obviously where I'm at right now, I'm very happy. I think friends and family have helped me a lot, so just talk to somebody and you'll get through it.
And as we said, as you can see the buttons here, to raise awareness for childhood cancer, and we actually are joined with Keenan Valverde's parents, Wendy and Al. First we'll start with you, Wendy, and then we'll hand it over to Al. What an amazing story, and what an amazing kid. You see him out on the football field, but you guys actually get the personal view of him at home. So kind of describe what type of kid Keenan is.
Oh, he is the sweetest kid. He's just always dedicated, always willing to help others, and it's just fun to watch him be so committed and be able to just put forth the effort into what he needs to do to get things done.
Yeah, and I guess, Al, if you want, you can kind of talk about Keenan, the leadership that he shows on and off the field for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, he's really developed into that role. He didn't have too much of it last year. There were the seniors ahead of him, and he knew he had to kind of step into that role, which he's taken on. And he takes a lot of that on off the field, too. And he's just really stepped up this year and really kind of playing that role that he needs to.
Yeah, and of course, as we said, the childhood cancer awareness buttons. Kind of talk about it. At 2 years old, he was diagnosed with leukemia. And like I said, what does it mean to see him grow the way he has?
He's just had such a great support system behind him. He's had an amazing oncologist, Dr. Coulter in Omaha. You know, seeing him, he didn't remember a lot about what went on through those years. We remember very well. A lot of stress, but he has just proven that he can do anything. Like, he can keep putting forth the effort, the work that he does. He just keeps growing. I joke about, you know, like all the weightlifting and stuff. I'm like, geez, what did they put in his chemo meds or something? So, yeah, he's just been amazing to watch grow and just blessed to have him here.
Yeah, the same. And it was, you know, you see, you know, to going from a child who, you know, was stricken with something, and, you know, and I think to see what he's done now, and I think he would like to be an inspiration for other families, other parents who might be going through this, to say, look, this is not the end. You can come out of this and come out of it quite well.
Yeah, and at the end of the interview, he kind of talked about that a little bit. You know, just as long as if you have that good support system around you, you can push through anything. And so as the Blue Jays get ready for the second half year, just kind of as parents who experienced it, what's your message to people out there who may be going through something similar, similar situation with childhood cancer?
You know, just look for those others. You know, you have a village. You have those that are going to help you before anyone else. Your family, your friends, the community of Pierce has been a godsend for all of us.
Yep, I think that's the 100%. It's a support system. And to know that you're not the only one that's gone through this, and people do understand and people will support.
Awesome. Well, Wendy and Al, your son, fun to watch on the field, and I can tell he's just a great person off the field as well. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you.
Awesome. That was Wendy and Al. Valverde, Keenan Valverde's parents. We'll send it back up to Eric and Lou in the press box before the start of the second half. Eric and Lou.
Wow, fantastic job there, Luke. Thank you, and our thanks to the Valverdes for joining us here. Keenan Valverde, just an unbelievable kid. We have certainly seen that over the years. Hey, I wanted to get you some other scores around Class C1. This is not the only eyebrow-raising score at the half around the state of Nebraska. Elsewhere in this district, we'll bring up the Class C1 rankings here so you can see. Boone Central, the number one team, also in this district. They're ahead of West Point Beamer late first half, 28-0. Now, you don't see O'Neill. O'Neill is the other team in this district. They're not bad. That O'Neill team's pretty scrappy this year. They're in Valentine right now. They're ahead of the Badgers 35-0 in the second quarter. Keep an eye on those Eagles. They're pretty good. Wahoo, the number two team, they've got Columbus Lakeview tonight. It's a tough one. Wahoo up 7-0 at the half. Look, man, Lakeview's Lakeview. They play everybody tough. That's going to be a tough one for the Warriors tonight. Ashland Greenwood on the road at Concordia. They're ahead 35-0. That one is still in the first quarter. Douglas County West, they're at Schuyler. 14-0 at the half. Douglas County West with the lead. Schuyler hanging around. You've got Aurora taking on St. Paul tonight. The Huskies with a 28-0 lead there. That's in the second quarter. Adams Central trailing at the half to Central City, another scrappy team in Class C1, 6-3 at that game in Hastings. Minden, meanwhile, with a 26-3 lead right now in the second quarter as they take on the Holdridge Dusters. So perhaps some upheaval in the Class C1 rankings here as we reach the halfway point of the season.
Well, you mentioned O'Neill and you mentioned Central City. Guess who the next two opponents for Pierce are? At O'Neill and then Central City here in Pierce. So,
and who's after Central City?
I don't know, somebody named Boone Central that's really, really, really good.
Look, here's what I'll say. You don't want to say trap game. This was a classic trap game, and I think through the first half, maybe we've seen that a little bit. It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments are made in the second half. If Wayne can get that offense on track, if Pierce can frankly get their offense on track enough to finish a drive, Pierce is going to get the ball to start this second half, Lou. This is going to be a big drive.
Yeah, Pierce has got to get something going. They just have to get out of their own way. And you credit Wayne for playing the solid defense that they did. I thought they got better defensively as this half went on. Pierce really hurt themselves at times. They took some first downs off the board, certainly a touchdown in the first quarter that went off the board. Got to play. I mentioned it in the first half. You got a team like Wayne. They're not moving the ball offensively, but playing well defensively. This game stays close. The pressure is all on Pierce because Wayne's not supposed to win this thing. So I think you're right. This third quarter is going to be big for Pierce. You got to get something going, and you got to stop hurting yourself with mental errors.
Second half coming up. Who scores first? We'll find out. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Partnering your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Home is more than a place. It is a feeling, a refuge, a comfort, and the home lending team at Madison County Bank knows how important it is to you to have a house that feels like a home. Building, remodeling, buying, or renting, no matter your home situation, stop into Madison County Bank to see how we can help you achieve your goal. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, we got college volleyball coming your way next week here on NCN. Tuesday night, UNK in action, taking on Fort Hays State. That'll be a 5:55 broadcast time locally here on NCN. College volleyball, we got some high school volleyball coming up later on this fall as well. Excited to get more volleyball on TV. We got an empty scoreboard here as we get to start the second half. That scoreboard brought to you in part by Faith Regional Physician Services. When hard work hits you hard, have faith. Also brought to you by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency's here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. All right, Pierce will start the second half with the ball. They are outgaining Wayne 166-33. And yet, no score as we start the third quarter here on NCN. Glad you could join us wherever you're watching this evening.
Eric Wayne 0 for 5 on third downs in that first half. For Pierce, it wasn't a whole lot better. 2 for 6 on third down. Both of those were third and shorts. They did have a couple of other third down conversions that were called back because of penalties. Pierce was also 0 for 3 on fourth down, so 2 for 9 on third or fourth down conversions. Pierce offense just not clicking in this first half.
Alex Rodriguez will kick it away. Second half underway. This will be taken by an upback from the 28-yard line, straight ahead, plowing his way forward out across the 40, still going. That's big Coulter Anderson out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Great starting field position for Pierce. Well, Lou, let's see what kind of fire they have lit under them as they start this third quarter.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Eric, I think a big drive. The challenge right now is to not only to eliminate the errors, but to make plays, find a way to score against this Wayne defense.
Pierce got linemen to jump, didn't encroach, say the officials. We play on. Direct snap, Valverde cuts, found some room. Out across midfield, there it goes. Keenan Valverde into the open field. One man to beat. Valverde brought down inside the 10. It's first and goal, Pierce. Lou, it feels like only a matter of time before he breaks a big one like that. 49 yards and a first down.
When he gets to the point of attack, you see the speed. That's a great job by Schultz there to track him down and prevent the touchdown, but a big play. Exactly what Pierce needed. Get them in scoring range here.
Pierce's first goal-to-go situation of the night. First and goal from the 9. Valverde hesitates, finds some room off the left side, slips one tackler, falls forward across the 5. Down to the 2. That's a gain of 7. Second and goal.
A good gain on first down.
Valverde limited to 41 yards on 10 carries in the first half. Already 56 yards here in the second half.
I'm going to say the over-under was not 0 in this game, right?
Absolutely not. Second and goal from the 2. It's Valverde, left side, in, untouched. Touchdown, Pierce. No points in the first half. All it took was 50 seconds for Pierce to strike. Keenan Valverde's 11th rushing touchdown this season.
Yeah, nothing special there. I mean, that's Pierce football, right off tackle into the end zone. A good drive. Took less than a minute off the clock.
That's just what the doctor ordered if you're a Pierce fan. That's exactly how they wanted to start this half. Now on to kick the extra point. It is up. It is good. Off the leg of the Pierce kicker. And as we start the second half, it's 7-0. Pierce finally on the board. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
7-0. Pierce gets on the board. Boy, you almost sense we're on the home side of the field, almost like a collective sigh of relief, just sort of a finally from the Pierce fans. And now, boy, that just turns the pressure all the way back onto Wayne, who's been hanging with Pierce, but their offense has not been able to get anything going. They got to find a way to do it now.
Yeah, no first downs. Maybe something in special teams could help Wayne.
From the 5, it's Schultz. Not much. That's great pursuit. Doesn't even get to the 20. Just an 11-yard return. That's Caden Fritz coming out of that pile, pumped up, getting the crowd into it. And now Wayne will try to find an answer on offense starting at their own 16-yard line.
I'll take Fritz on my special teams any day of the week. That's a great job, a great open field tackle on Schultz. Absolutely nothing going for Wayne. Now, can they move the football? I mean, you're still in the game. You're only down a touchdown. Got to be able to move the football. Got to be able to get some first down.
From the 16, I formation behind Caden Keller, the junior. Hands off, up the middle. Not much. Not a couple. Maybe to the 18-yard line. Be second down and about 8 for Wayne. That was Grant Moss again. His 5th carry of the night, just 12 yards on the ground. Wayne has not had a play longer than 7 yards this evening. That was a 7-yard pass play to Calvin Ankeny. Second down and 8. Keller under center. This time gives to the deep back. Schultz gives back to the quarterback. Little flea flicker.
Open.
Wide open down the field. There's the big play Wayne needed. Jace Jorgensen, his 14th reception of the year, but a flag is down in the backfield. An ineligible receiver downfield against Wayne. The play took a while to develop, Lou, and somebody had broken downfield before the pass was thrown.
Well, it's like winning the lottery and found out your ticket was bought the day before. You know, I mean, that just left it all on the field there. That was the play, as you said that, Eric, that get them back in the game. A big play, but much like Pierce in the first half, penalties. The pressure slowed that down. Otherwise, it's a touchdown because Jorgensen was behind the defense. Had to wait for the football, but the penalty makes it all for naught.
So, yeah, would have been 1st and 10 in Pierce territory. Instead, it is 2nd down and 13. It's a 5-yard penalty officially, but it feels like about a 100-yard penalty. Wayne back to about the 13. They need the 26 for a 1st down. And now we've got a stoppage and a timeout called by Wayne. We'll take one as well. 9:46 to go, 3rd quarter. Pierce up 7-0. You're watching NCN.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Service.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
All right, Wayne, one timeout down. They've got a 2nd and 13 from their own 13 after the big flea flicker play was wiped off by the penalty. Swing pass out of the backfield. Good cut by Schultz. It's a solid gain. Just shy of the 20-yard line. Give them about 6. It'll be 3rd down upcoming for the Blue Devils.
This is where, if Wayne's going to get back in the game, you've got to convert 3rd downs. We mentioned 0 for 5 in the first half. Now 3rd down and kind of long, still 3rd down and 8. The only way they've been able to, they had the one big play that was just wiped out by a penalty, but they have not been able to run the ball effectively, which really takes the threat of their ability to pass. They don't pass the ball well, and not being able to run takes a lot of that off the board.
3rd down and 8 from the 18-yard line. It's Drew Davis going to sling it. Pass is intercepted. Brendan Bowling jumps in front of it. What a play. He undercut the pass intended for Ankeny, and Pierce has the ball in Wayne territory.
Again, a lot of new guys out here for Pierce, but it's kind of the same old thing. Just cut in front of that football. You got, Davis, a great defensive player, being kind of forced into playing the quarterback. That was a bit of an ill-advised pass, but a good play by Bowling. Now Pierce has a chance to maybe take a bit of a stronger grip on this ball game if they can score here.
That was Bowling's first interception of the year. Now Valverde breaks a tackle, cuts. Flag is down. This one's coming back. Valverde had it in a goal-to-go situation, but a flag in the backfield. This is going to be a holding call. 5th penalty against Pierce tonight.
I think they might have called that on Sullivan. He had his guy down and pinned down, but didn't see the initial part. That's where the flag was thrown. But boy, another penalty against Pierce.
Yeah, there you see kind of a takedown there in the backfield that the officials call.
That's definitely what it was, where it was. That's where the flag was thrown, and appeared to be a good call.
Negates what was a big gain there of about 19 yards. Instead, it'll be 1st and 20 from the 37-yard line. Valverde and White in the backfield. It's Valverde. Trying to get the edge. Wayne seals that off, holds him to a 2-yard gain. That's a nice job by Will Lesberg again, holding that line. 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and long.
Yeah, again, Wayne's done a good job to seal that edge off and force those plays inside. And outside of a few big plays there that have, again, penalties have hurt Pierce so badly, they've done a good job against the running game, has Wayne.
Second down and 18 from the 35. Back it goes to Valverde. Able to break a tackle, cuts back, one man to beat inside the 15. Tight ropes the sideline. They're going to say he stepped out. But still an incredible run by Keenan Valverde. 32 yards, it's first and goal.
Well, Valverde broke free that time. It was Schultz again. That's a couple of touchdown savings. That wasn't a tackle. He shoved him out of bounds, but did save the touchdown. Valverde has been able to get free here in this third quarter.
So now first and goal from the 3. Double wing set. It's White straight ahead. Diving forward into the end zone. Touchdown Pierce. From 3 yards out, Champion White's third rushing touchdown this season.
Well, the Pierce Blue Jays are starting to establish the line of scrimmage. They're starting to establish the running game. White just straight ahead against that Wayne defense for the touchdown. But it's set up by a great run by Valverde. Now Pierce up 2 scores.
Now extra point is up, and it is good, and Pierce extending their lead. 7:49 to go third quarter, 14-0. Pierce with the lead. You're watching NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom's Service. Get fueled up for the Blue Jays at Tom's on Main Street. Pierce Dental Office, ready to help you improve those Blue Jay smiles. And by White Repair in Hayter, providing auto service and repair for all vehicles. Call for an appointment today.
A partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Pierce offense starting to get cooking for Coach Darren Suckstorf, trying to get win number 99 in his career. Pierce ahead 14-0. Alongside Lou Siefker, Luke Stera on the sideline. I'm Eric McKay. Ooh, Keenan Valverde's kick goes out of bounds. That'll give Wayne good field position. But this offense, well, they thought they had the big play. That was taken away, and still, we have played 28 minutes and 11 seconds of football, and the Wayne Blue Devils have yet to get a first down.
Yeah, and this is a team when healthy that can actually move the ball.
Yep.
Had 33 points on Roncalli in the opener. Injuries certainly have hurt them this year, but can't take anything away from Pierce defensively. They've done a nice job, really shut down all aspects. Yeah, Wayne just, without those, there were a couple of receivers, their passing game really doesn't have much of a threat, so Pierce been able to slow the running game down, and thus Wayne not being able to move the ball much at all.
This is a Wayne team that came into tonight averaging just shy of 200 yards per game through the air. 293 yards a game on offense. It's not been there tonight. Little play action here, trying to change that. Over the top, wide open, caught, first down, and more. It's Schultz. He's gone. No flags. Touchdown, Wayne. On cue, Wayne gets the big play they needed. 65 yards, and the Blue Devils are still in it.
Well, there you go. We just talked about the passing game. That was Schultz out of the backfield. A play action fake, and Schultz gets behind the defense. He's not big, but he sure is fast, man. A good hands on that young man to haul in that touchdown. That's a big play for Wayne, and don't go away. This one's not over yet.
Garrett Schultz, second receiving touchdown of the year. Rodriguez on to kick the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Well, here we go. 7:40 to go, third quarter. Wayne back in it. They're down 7. You're watching NCN.
It's never been easier to get rewarded for using my debit card at Midwest Bank. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and with my rewards checking account, I get rewarded for the simple things. Each time I swipe my debit card getting gas or picking up groceries. With Midwest Bank, it's not about how much money I have in my account. I get rewarded for just using my debit card at all my favorite places. Find out more at MidwestBank.com. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Well, just as we were talking about how Wayne's offense was a little vanilla, they didn't have much in the big play. They roll off a play action 65-yard touchdown pass.
How about a 9-second answer, Eric? 9 seconds. That's all it took them to score.
We had no points in the first half. We've had 21 scored in 4 minutes and 20 seconds of the third quarter. Boy, that really going to light a fire under Wayne. Now can their defense come up with a play? Keenan Valverde from the 20 slowed up across the 35 to the 38-yard line where Pierce will start things off. Luke Stera has more on the sidelines. Luke?
In a game where you thought that the Blue Jays were taken over, Garrett Schultz slips past the defensive backs of the Blue Jays and finds his way into the end zone. Had a nice soccer knee slide celebration in the end zone. I don't know if he drew that one up. But right now for the Blue Devils, I mean, it's just staying in it. It was one play, and just like that, they're right back into this game. Coach Delano very pleased on the sidelines. It's about stepping it up now on the defensive side and preventing the Blue Jays from getting into the end zone and extending their lead to 2 scores once again. Eric and Lou, back to you.
Well, Pierce has been obliging to help out that effort. That's their 6th penalty, a procedure penalty, as Collison had returned at quarterback for Pierce. So if you count the direct snaps to running backs, we've seen 5 different quarterbacks in this game tonight.
Yeah, that's Coach Darren Sucksdorf at his best.
Yep.
We saw that quite a bit with Lutheran High.
So 1st and 15 from the 32. We'll go back to the direct snap to Valverde. Off the left side, cutting right. Oh, look out. Boy, that was a big tackle in the open field made by Rodriguez. If he doesn't get that, Valverde's still running. As it is, it's a 5-yard gain.
That's another, what I was talking about, his ability to see, that's good vision.
Yep.
And ability with his feet to change directions quickly. He's a quality running back, is Keenan Valverde.
Give him 6, 2nd down and 9. Valverde again or not. Another penalty. I think somebody left early for Pierce. 4th procedure penalty against Pierce tonight.
Well, I think I know what the emphasis is going to be at practice this week for Pierce.
Yeah, that Monday film session, or Sunday in a lot of cases. A lot of times they do them on Sundays nowadays. Regardless of when it happens, there's going to be a lot of wincing.
Yeah. Yeah, uncharacteristic of a Pierce football team to have this many penalties. And again, as well as Wayne has played, Pierce has been their own worst enemy tonight.
2nd down 14 after the penalty. Ball moved back to the 33. Valverde in motion. They give to the fullback, and Wayne's ready for it. Brought down immediately, no gain, and guess who? Drew Davis is in on the play. Carter Weezy, the 265-pound sophomore, there as well. Maybe a yard. It's 3rd and long.
Yeah, not where either team really wants to be. Both teams like to do damage in the running game and burn you with those play-action passes. We saw Wayne do that a moment ago. Can Pierce move the football? They have not been good on anything over 3rd and about 3 here tonight.
This is 3rd and 13. Valverde in motion. They fake to him. Collison wants to go to the air. Steps up, fires, has a man. It's caught right at the sticks. Wayne, I think, is going to have him short by a yard. The pass was caught to Lucas Scrivener, but he's brought down at the 46-yard line. It's 4th and 1.
Yep, and we'll see what Coach Sucksdorf elects to do. You're on your own side of the field. It's a 1-score game. Big gamble here if you go for it and you don't get it.
4th and 1, offense on the field. Collison is in the gun. Valverde in motion. and Wayne gave it to him.
Wow.
A free 5 on 4th down.
Well, you know, we've seen Pierce hurt themselves, and now Wayne, that's twice that's happened with the hard cadence, jumps the 2 or 3 guys off sides for Pierce, or for Wayne, rather. Both of these teams now hurting themselves with penalties.
Wayne's 3rd penalty of the night. All of them have been procedure penalties, but like you mentioned, Lou, 2 of them have been on 4th downs tonight.
Yeah.
Now in Wayne territory, 1st and 10 from the 49. Collison's got a double wing. He's got Valverde coming in motion to the near side, but hands off instead to the fullback, who is wrestled down around the 45-yard line. That's Caden Freilich, 165-pound senior, 88 yards coming into tonight, adding to his season total there with a 5-yard scramble.
With all the young guys and the new starters and stuff for Pierce, you go back to what we talk about with these programs like Pierce that are so successful. These guys have played football because Pierce has been so successful. These kids have seen a lot of time on the field, so it's not quite as big as it would be for other kids at other schools.
Speaking of big, how about big Jefferson Brizuela? The 250-pound senior blows that one up in the backfield. That's a huge loss back to midfield. It's going to be 3rd and 11.
Yeah, you don't want Brizuela getting a hold of you. You might, you're going to just swallow you up there. He's a big dude. Got a hold of him, and that's a big play for Wayne defensively. Now Pierce back in that 3rd and long situation.
That's a loss of 6. It'll be 3rd and 11. Well, you don't stop Keenan Valverde for losses very often. From midfield, Champion White in the gun. Valverde is split as a receiver to the near side. White has time. Now flushed. Will scramble. Will get the edge. Gets a huge block on the far side that breaks him. Lucas Scrivener broke that play with a huge block. Champion White gets 11 in the 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like White was going to be sealed off, and you were going to see another 4th down situation. We'll see it again here. Scrivener, number 81. As we see White scrambling there. Watch the block coming up here, there. Great job by Scrivener.
Perfect. Perfectly done.
He kept his head in front of the play, too, there. Doesn't get it called for a clip.
Blocked Calvin Ankeny, who had the angle. So now it's Pierce. 1st and 10 from the Wayne 39-yard line. Bad snap. Valverde able to handle it. Slows him up a bit. Still able to make a gain out of it. He does some of those things you just can't teach.
Right.
Lou, there's an instinct that he has that all good running backs have. Gets about 6. It's a play that for a lot of running backs is maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah, first of all, taking a bad snap, but still presence of mind to get the football, secure the football, and then get a nice gain. He's one of those guys that I think the best way to describe the way he runs is he glides out there. He just kind of glides through that line of scrimmage.
2nd down, call it 4 from the 33. I'll go with White up the middle. Gets a nice push from that line. He's going to be close to 1st down yardage out across the 30 to the 29-yard line. And we've got a stoppage as a Wayne player lost a helmet. That's Carter Weezy. He's got to head to the sidelines. 30 yard after that gain of 3. So Champion White with 93 yards. He's 7 yards away from Pierce having 2 runners over the century mark tonight. This would be the first time this season they've done that if he's able to get there.
Yeah, I think that's the strength of this offense. Is you've got Valverde's great. Champion White's a really good running back too.
And you see it there as he breaks a couple of tackles and gets 1st down yardage on 3rd and short to the 25-yard line. That's a 4-yard gain. And Champion White, like you said, he played for Coach Sucksdorf at Lutheran High. You saw what he could do really all over the field. I mean, he was catching passes, running, throwing the football. He did a lot for Lutheran High Northeast, and now you see that versatility being used on offense here tonight.
Yeah, and I think that last play, too, you got to give it up for the offensive line. Really good push up front.
But now 1st and 10 from the 25. Now White wants to go to the air. Has a man over the top. Closing on it late. Did he still catch it? Who's got it? It's intercepted in the end zone. The pass intended for Bowling. It's Schultz who comes down with it. Rodriguez was over there as well. He might have gotten a hand on it. It looked like Bowling was wide open and that this was going to be an easy touchdown.
Well, it's Schultz the Mighty Might again. Wow, what a play. It looked like it was hard to tell what was happening there. The ball it looked like it hit. Yeah, a bit of a tip drill. Yeah. What a play, though, by Schultz to come up. That's a big turnover, big interception. Wayne hanging around here as we get late in the third quarter.
We saw a play similar to that last week that ended up being a touchdown. But in this case, Wayne able to get possession. They take over at the 20. The running play gets him nothing, though. Pierce's defense has been stout all night. Outside of the 65-yard touchdown pass, Wayne has not been able to get anything going. They get a yard there, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, Wayne's had a couple of plays in the passing game. One was called back, a big penalty, a completion to Chase Jorgensen that was as far as yardage-wise, officially, not a big penalty, but it felt like about a 50-yarder. When that's what Wayne needs again, is something to happen here, and they've been able to get it when they've had those opportunities through the passing game.
2nd and 9 from the 21. Drew Davis back in the game. He's lined up as a tight end. It's a direct snap to Schultz. A flag is in, thrown by the back judge as Schultz reverses field. Schultz is going to get a first down. He's out across the 45, still going. What a run by the Mighty Might, you call him, the 140-pound senior. But let's see what this penalty is.
I think it's going to be on Wayne. We'll see.
It was thrown by the back judge in a
right.
weird spot. It is indeed a hold, though, against Wayne. That takes another big play off the board. Boy, both of these teams are going to have a lot of yards and points that they've given away. What a run.
Yeah, what a great job to reverse his field by Schultz. He's not a very big guy. Listed 5'6", 140, 5'6" might be generous, but he's got a giant heart in that body. He has made play after play tonight for the Wayne Blue Devils.
So the fourth penalty of the night on Wayne is going to make it second and a whole bunch. They need to get to the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 11. So 2nd and 19. Waning moments here, third quarter, in a high school football game that is brought to you in part by Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. All right, what's Wayne got cooked up on 2nd and 19? They've got Keller under center. I formation behind him. They fake to the deep back, throw it to Ankeny out of the backfield, splits a couple of defenders. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage where it'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, it gave them a little room there. I like the fake and coming back for the completion. A nice gain on second down, sets up third down. Still 3rd and long, but 3rd and, as opposed to 3rd and 19, you'll take 3rd down and 10.
You know, the thing to remember, while they don't have the offense, the weapons on offense, Caden Keller's still a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
Showed it on that play. That one on the money on play action. All right, 3rd down 10 from the 20. Inside of a minute to go, third quarter. Keller to the air. Pressure, just has to throw it away. Got out of the pocket. It'll be 4th down, and Pierce's defense does the job.
Yeah, Pierce just set back in his zone. They had 6 guys, I believe, 5 or 6 guys back in coverage. Nobody open for Wayne. That's honestly the smart move. You don't want to force it in there. Throw it away. It's 4th down, but you don't turn it over. You get a chance now to make something happen on defense.
You've got White and Newman standing at midfield, getting ready to receive what will likely be a punt here from Caden Keller, who's punted the football pretty well tonight. Has a couple over 40 yards. Oh, that one's blocked. And it's rolling into the end zone. Wayne's got to hurry. Keller able to jump on it. It's going to be a safety. But Pierce's defense comes up huge. I didn't see who got the hand on the football, but Pierce up 16-7 now after the block punt.
Now this time it's special teams. Let's see if we can.
It was a foot.
Yeah.
It was kick blocked. I think that was Lucas Scrivener that blocked it with his foot.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't see the number, but definitely the Pierce player that blocked it with his foot. This has been a strange game. I have not seen that either.
That's one for the record books there. A punt blocked with a foot. I think it was Scrivener. And so it's 16-7 now. Pierce extends their lead on the safety. And now will receive the ball.
Yeah, you don't give up the touchdown. It was a good job to get on it and only give up the 2. But Wayne, after the safety, has to either free kick it or punt it to Pierce, so Pierce will get the football right back with a chance to extend that lead.
And you kick from the 20. It's a lot farther back. So there's really a good chance that Pierce is going to have some great field position here. Valverde and Sullivan back deep to receive. So Alex Rodriguez will kick it away.
Yeah, it's just back 10 yards. Or however, 15, 10, something like that.
Rodriguez puts as big a boot as he can into it. Pretty good kick. Valverde going to let it roll out of bounds. Boy, it was dying. I didn't know if it was going to make it.
Yeah.
But even still, honestly, on a free kick, on a normal kick, it goes out of bounds. You get it at the 35. I don't know if that's the case on a free kick as well. Or do they get it farther up?
Yeah, it's a flag. That's a good question. I don't recall what the rule is on that.
I have not gone that deep into the rule book to know this one.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever been faced with a situation like this. Again, on a normal kickoff, you get the ball at the 35. And I do think Pierce does have the option to have them re-kick it.
Yeah, you might.
Because if it is the 35, you honestly don't gain much.
Right. I think if you have that option, you take it.
But instead, no, they're going to give Pierce the ball at the 45-yard line. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That would be 20 yards farther upfield from the 35-yard line. You're 20 yards farther back on the kickoff. So Pierce gets it 1st and 10 at the Wayne 45.
Well, there you go. Great field position for Pierce. Now you have a chance to really throw the dagger against Wayne if you're able to score here. Extend that lead. And Wayne offense has struggled all night. Not any more points for Pierce is going to be very problematic for the Blue Devils.
Sullivan in motion. White will keep. Gets it out across the 40. Plows his way down to the 36-yard line. That's a gain of about 9. It'll be 2nd down and short. That gets Champion White over the century mark. So both White and Keenan Valverde over 100 yards for Pierce. Well, this one has not been easy for the number 4 ranked team in the state. But they can go a long way to putting this one away next. 16-7 Blue Jays lead after 3. You're watching NCM.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people. Now we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
$12 minutes of regulation football left. Look, the way this game has been, I wouldn't be shocked at all if we end up seeing overtime tonight here in Pierce. Look, give Wayne credit. They knew coming in they were going to be shorthanded. They have played with big-time heart tonight. They're down 9 as we start the 4th quarter. Alongside Lou Siefker, Luke Stera on the sideline, I'm Eric McKay. But if Pierce gets a touchdown on this drive here, Lou, it's going to be real hard.
Be really hard. Absolutely need a stop here, does Wayne.
2nd and short. Inside give. It's that double handoff. Sullivan breaks a tackle in the backfield, and he's sprung. He's gone. Touchdown, Pierce. 36 yards. Gavin Sullivan, his first rushing touchdown of the season.
Well, again, that's Darren Suxdorf at his finest, that double handoff. You see it again here. And Sullivan breaks free on that left side of that offensive line, and he knows it. Touchdown. And that's a big one for the Pierce Blue Jays.
His first rushing touchdown of the season. And that makes him the 8th different Blue Jay to record a rushing touchdown this season. Extra point, low screamer, it is good. 8 seconds into the fourth quarter, and Pierce has already extended their lead. We'll keep it here 23-7. Lou, we just said it. It's going to be tough for Wayne. However, with 2-point conversions at their disposal, it is still a 2-score game. But if you're Wayne, you probably can't afford many more than maybe one more empty drive the rest of the way.
Yeah, you've got to be efficient now in the fourth quarter. This Wayne team that's relied on the big play, honestly, had one called back on a penalty, and the other went for the touchdown to Schultz, that pass in the third quarter. But, yeah, for Wayne, you just can't give the football up again, I don't think. This is an offense that just has not moved the ball with any consistency against Pierce. So, you'd love to have a big play like you had, try to get back in this thing quickly. 16-point lead it's not insurmountable. 2 touchdowns, 2-point conversions, and you'd have a tie ball game. But, again, Wayne needs something good to happen. They need to get a big play. They need to get something fairly quickly, I think, to stay in this thing.
Wayne with just 116 yards of offense tonight, 65 of that coming on the touchdown play in the third quarter. Valverde kicks it away, gets a good leg into this one. Schultz will take it up to 10. Garrett Schultz doesn't have a cutback lane. Oh, he's still on his feet.
Wow.
Still going. That's Garrett Schultz across the 35. Garrett Schultz still down the sideline into Pierce territory, and an extra 15 on the penalty against Pierce. Garrett Schultz.
It's going to be a horse collar tackle. What a play by Schultz. Man, oh man. What a... We just talked about that. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but I don't know that anybody's got heart like that young man. He is trying to single-handedly keep his team in the ballgame.
Bounce off the defender here.
Yep. It looked like he was hemmed in somehow, some way. He gets out, goes down the sidelines. You're going to see a horse collar tackle here at the end of this play. But my goodness, what a run by Schultz. They needed a big play. Schultz delivers.
Garrett Schultz. Looks like Darren Sproles out there. Just a little guy bouncing off dudes.
Like it.
And that penalty is going to get Wayne starting this drive at the Pierce 26-yard line. 8th penalty against the Blue Jays tonight.
Now for Wayne, you had the big play. You've got to turn it into points here. You've got to get a touchdown.
Can Wayne capitalize? They split 2 receivers wide. I formation, Schultz the deep back, Grant Moss the fullback. Caden Keller, who's found a little bit more rhythm in the second half, 3 of 4 through the air, will pitch. It's Schultz. Schultz wants to throw, but he's going to instead keep it and take what he can. Schultz was backing out. He wanted Jace Jorgensen down the sideline. It was well covered. I think Sullivan had the coverage for Pierce. Goes for no gain. It'll be second down.
I'm not sure that Schultz handled this. He bobbled it right there. Just didn't have control of the football. And that slowed that play down. Good coverage also downfield by Pierce.
So 2nd and 10 from the 26-yard line. And Coach Delano mentioned Wayne has not defeated Pierce since the mid-90s. I don't even think Coach Delano was alive then.
Go ahead and make me feel old.
2nd and 10. Stretch play. Schultz slipped as he made his cut. Loses a yard. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Schultz just lost his footing there. After that run a moment ago, the young man's got to feel a little bit tired.
Now they'll say he got to the line of scrimmage, but 3rd down and 10 from the 26-yard line.
And this is a problem for Wayne, Eric. They're 0 of 7 on 3rd down here tonight.
Still only have just the 1 first down. That was the touchdown play. On play action, Keller fires into traffic, incomplete. Was trying to get it to Jorgensen. There were 3 Blue Jays there. Zach Meyer had a shot at the interception. It'll be 4th down.
Well, this has been such a strange game. I'm a little slow to say that this could be the ball game because you never know. But boy, this feels like it for Wayne. If you don't score here, you figure Pierce is likely going to run quite a bit of time off the clock. You need 2 scores and you need 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions. Come up empty here. It's going to be tough to come back and try to get this thing.
4th down and 10 from the 26. You got Schultz splitting out wide. He's at the bottom of your screen. 3 receivers to the top of the screen. And all alone in the backfield is Caden Keller. Looks to throw. Over the middle. Has a man. It is caught for the touchdown. Into the end zone for the Wayne Blue Devils goes Gavin Anderson, the 155-pound sophomore. What a time for him to get his first reception of the season.
Wow, Keller's had opportunities to throw and had time to throw. He's been able to complete passes. That's a great pitch and catch there for the touchdown, and exactly what Wayne needed. This game not over yet.
Now Wayne will go for 2. This is a big conversion here. On play action, the throw, the catch, the cut, and into the end zone. It's a 1-score game. That's Calvin Ankeny. Call your friends and neighbors. We're on upset alert in Pierce. It's 23-15. You're watching NCN.
I'm Chris Suckup, and I started at Madison County Bank in 2003. Experience, commitment to community, and unmatched customer service. Madison County Bank has been rooted in Northeast Nebraska for over 130 years and is here to help you grow. For ag banking, home loans, and business banking, visit your local Madison County Bank in
Madison, Plainview, Albion, and all of Northeast Nebraska.
Back to a 1-score game. Plenty of game to go. 10:40. 23-15. Wayne gets it done through the air. 10th touchdown pass of the season for Caden Keller. And how about Gavin Anderson, forced into action because of injuries, makes his first reception of the season. It's a 26-yard touchdown pass that has Wayne just 8 points behind the number 4 team in the state.
Yeah, touchdown catch in a tight ball game against a really good team. That's a confidence builder for Anderson.
Now from the 9, Valverde. Bit of a seam, able to sidestep his way across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Luke Starrer, the 3rd member of our broadcast crew. Luke, take it away.
Yeah, right now, something you're noticing out on the field, it's not necessarily as potent here on the track that I'm standing on, but on the field right now, a lot of the players slipping and falling. This grass is starting to get real wet down here as we get later and later into the night. At the Division I level, you might see, and pro level, you might see the players try and change out cleats. High school players don't have that luxury. They're going to be using the same cleats they wore in the first quarter. So something to watch. You saw it on the last drive for the Blue Devils, Garrett Schultz falling over on a slant. So going to be interesting to see how that affects the way both teams play late on into this game. Eric and Lou, back to you.
Thank you. And certainly we saw some dropped balls earlier, wet football, wet conditions. That is made things difficult. Keenan Valverde, 142 yards on 19 carries. It's 2nd and 7 Pierce. Triple option. White will keep first down and more. Into Wayne territory. Good form tackle by Schultz, but not before Champion White gets to the 45-yard line. A 15-yard gain and a first down for Pierce.
Yeah, nice gain there. Quarterback keeper, Schultz. That's a nice tackle. He's a pretty good wrestler. I happen to know that. But that's a first down. That's what for Pierce. That's what you want to do now is run some clock, end this drive in points, and try to put the Blue Devils away.
Keenan Valverde. That's just the kind of guy you want to have in situations like this. But I'll tell you what. Look, the stats are going to be there, but Wayne has done a nice job on Valverde tonight. About as good a job as anyone has done this year. No gain there. I mean, I say that. It's 20 carries for 149 yards. He's still at 7 yards a carry, but he came into tonight averaging 11 yards a carry. So Wayne has bottled him up about as well as anybody.
Well, you know you're good when you say you've done a good job and you got almost 150 yards rushing, right? That means you're pretty darn good.
They fake to Valverde. Give to Sullivan, and there's nothing there. That's Carter Weezy, the 265-pound sophomore, blowing it up in the backfield. It's 3rd and long.
Wow, Carter Weezy. He has had a nice second half here. He's another guy like Brizuela that once he gets a hold of you, good luck getting away. He's going to take you to the turf.
Yeah, Wayne's got some big linemen. You got Irvin Trujillo down there at 250 pounds, number 66. Jefferson Brizuela, 250. Weezy at 265. Now 3rd down, call it 14. White to the air. Slips in the backfield. They keep the play going, or are they going to say now that he's down? The whistle blew. Yeah, Champion White fell down at the 45-yard line. His forearm touched the ground, and Pierce is going to have to punt.
Exactly what Luke just told us about. The wet grass. Just a little bit slippery out there.
Yeah, the knee went down, too.
Yeah, it's a good job by the officials to catch that one.
So Pierce will have to punt. And it's Garrett Schultz, the playmaker.
Yeah, you might want to kick away from that guy.
He stands at his 24-yard line.
He has had a great second half for Wayne.
No, it's a fake. They're going to go with a fake.
Oh.
And it's nowhere near a first down. They went with a direct snap to Caden Fritz. He only gets a couple, and Wayne's going to have the ball in Pierce territory.
Lots of conversation there with the coaches.
Yes, there's some kind of miscommunication. Yeah. Something happened there that wasn't supposed to. Yeah. There's a lot of confusion on the sideline of Pierce right now.
That was a gigantic gamble if that was meant to happen. And Fritz goes absolutely nowhere. Wow. Wayne now, it felt like Pierce was a heartbeat away from putting the game away. And now Wayne's got a chance. 7:43 to go, down 8.
And starting in Pierce territory for the second straight drive. Caden Keller. It's an option. The pitch. Schultz. Pierce is all over it. It's a big loss. Gavin Sullivan over there to make the stop. Loss at 2. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, loss now behind the change. I tell you what, I've been impressed in the second half with Wayne's passing game, and certainly Keller. When he's had time, he's been able to find receivers. Not so sure you don't try to trust those young receivers. We already saw Anderson make a touchdown catch. Kind of go back to what your strength is, and that's throwing the football.
That was the first option play we'd seen out of Wayne this evening. 2nd and 12 from the Pierce 49. Keller, the pitch. Schultz cuts, finds some room, flag is down. Schultz is across the 40-yard line down to the 35, but I think this one's coming back.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Wayne, that negated another good pickup by Schultz.
How many big plays have both teams seen erased because of penalties this evening? It is indeed a hold against Wayne.
Yep, and that's, boy, if you're trying to come back and win this thing, you just can't have those penalties.
And it came so far away from where the run was going. That's the frustrating part if you're a Wayne Blue Devil fan. Yep. Thrown on the far side of the offensive line as Schultz had already run past it. So now they're back to their own 41-yard line. That's a spot foul in the backfield. So it's going to be 2nd and 22 from the 41.
Wayne needs another big play. They have not converted a 3rd down all night, 0 for 8. And 0 for 1 on 4th down. We've seen Wayne's capable of that. They've had some big plays earlier here in the second half.
Try the QB keeper and get nothing. Caden Keller, my apologies, stuffed at the line of scrimmage. You got a whole bunch of Pierce Blue Jays in on that stop, including Boston Krieger, Zach Meyer in on the stop as well. It is 3rd down and 21. They'll give him a yard.
Well, now we're getting down to about midway through the 4th quarter, 6:08 and counting for Wayne. I think if you don't pick it up here, I don't know that you go for it here. You do have 2 timeouts left, and they're allowing a lot of clock to burn right now.
Wayne has been held to just 18 yards rushing as a team tonight. Third and a whole bunch. 3rd and 21. They had players lined up on the wrong side of the field, and now they got to burn their first time out. We'll take one as well. Big 3rd down play coming up. You're watching NCN.
Some jobs are hard work, long hours, busy days, late nights. But there's something in us that keeps us going when we know what we're doing is making a difference in someone's life. Because it's the hardest jobs that are the most important, and that pride you feel makes it more than worth the effort. NPPD, powering our state, empowering your life.
Third down and 21 for Wayne from their own 42-yard line after the penalty alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Now, if you're Wayne, you don't have to get all 21 here.
No.
If anything, if you're Coach Hayden Delano, maybe you've called 2 plays, depending on what happens on this 3rd down here.
You have to have something here on 3rd down. That hurt them. That's 2 timeouts they've used now. They only have 1 left.
Correction.
That was just an error on Wayne that cost him that timeout. So that may change your decision if you get something here on 3rd down.
Here comes the blitz. Keller flushed, has to throw, just throws it away. So it's going to be 4th down and 21 from the 42-yard line. Pierce came off the edge. That's one of the things, too, where you're missing receivers. It's not just about catching the ball. We saw a receiver lined up in the wrong spot, forcing that timeout. Maybe blitz pickup changes. A lot of things change when you're missing players, and now Wayne is going to punt it on 4th and long.
Yeah, I think you have to here. It's just you're not going to pick up 4th and 23. They have not picked up a 3rd or 4th down all night, and that's not in your wheelhouse. Only 1 timeout. You're going to have to get a 3 and out, I think, if you're Wayne, to get the football back. But, yeah, both teams really have hurt themselves with uncharacteristic errors here tonight.
The snap bounces to Alex Rodriguez, who punts it away. Fair catch called for and made at the 32-yard line. Just a 26-yard punt. No return. Caleb Newman with the fair catch. And now if you're Pierce, the message if you're Coach Sucksdorf is go finish this thing. 1 touchdown pretty much ends this with 5:32 to go.
Yeah, again, Wayne with only 1 timeout. If you can put together a drive here and burn a lot of clock. But you're right. It's got to be the message to your team right now is let's put this thing away.
From the 32-yard line, Keenan Valverde finds a hole, breaks the tackle, stiff arms a man down the sideline. Keenan Valverde says, you want to finish this game? I'm your man. Touchdown, Pierce, 67 yards.
What can you say but wow. We just talked about that Wayne has done a pretty good job on Valverde. But you're right. He's the closer here. Just a great job. Break tackles.
That stiff arm.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That was wicked. And then down the sidelines for the touchdown. And probably the dagger here.
Valverde's second rushing touchdown tonight. 12th of the season. Extra point, no good. So it's a 14-point game with 5:20 to go. Pierce, 29, Wayne, 15. You're watching NCN.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
(29-15). Keenan Valverde, his 12th rushing touchdown of the season from 67 yards out, and Pierce extends their lead. But again, the extra point no good. Is just enough is happening to where Wayne feels like they're still in this thing.
Well, that's just it. Like I said, probably the dagger. The way this game has gone, you just don't know what's coming. But Wayne needs a big play now in a desperate way to stay in this game. You can't, with only one timeout left, you've got to score fairly quickly. You can't have a time-consuming drive and come back and win this thing.
Remember, this game was scoreless at halftime? It was 44 points in the second half. Valverde kicks it away. Schultz is underneath it from the 10. All right, what has he got in his back pocket? Looking for a little bit of room, dives across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Folks, stick around after the game for our coach's post-game interview. That's brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. The question is, which coach are we going to be talking to? Darren Sucksdorf or Hayden Delano? Regardless of who it is, I guarantee you, I'm making a prediction right now, you're going to hear a coach talk about how they need to eliminate the mental mistakes in the postgame.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. Both of these teams have hurt themselves several times tonight.
1st and 10 from the 27. Wayne's got to dig deep now. They've gone back to the big man, Drew Davis, on a little keeper around the edge. So we've also seen direct snaps to Garrett Schultz. That's 6 different players who have taken snaps as quarterbacks in this game tonight.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is indeed crazy. Davis gets 2.
You have 6 quarterbacks, you don't have 1. Isn't that the old adage?
That's the old saying. Got the depth chart of like 5 different NFL teams playing tonight. That was a gain of 2. By the way, the lack of Wayne's rushing attack. We could talk about their missing receivers, but their inability to run the football tonight has really hurt them. 2nd down and 8. They go with a quick hitter over the middle, incomplete. Ankeny had it, but Dion Watts delivers the hit that knocks it free. It's 3rd and 8.
And Wayne's in now I think you have to go for it if you don't pick up this 3rd down. Just not enough time to kick it away, down 2 scores. But again, they're for Wayne, 0 for 9 on 3rd down. Just has not been there tonight offensively.
Blue Devils line up 3rd and 8 from the 29-yard line. I formation behind Keller. Keller on play action hit as he threw it, lobbing it into double coverage, knocked away, almost intercepted. Good coverage on the far sideline. Ben Bowling and Dion Watts were there on the pass intended for Jorgensen, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, not a bad throw, but you're right. The coverage was pretty good there. Jorgensen had a chance. Ball a little bit short. And now we are 4th and 8. I think it's a kind of a no-brainer. Wayne is going to have to go for it.
Wayne trying to stay alive here. Look, it gets no easy for them. They're back home next week against the number 1 team in the state in Boone Central.
Yeah.
Then on the road, West Point Beamer. They've got a game against Class C2 Norfolk Catholic. The schedule makers did them no favors. 4th down and 8. Time for Keller, but nobody open. Now he heaves it late across his body, incomplete. Trying to get it to Anderson down the field. That was an impressive throw, honestly, but Pierce will take over on downs at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, that's a tough throw. Rolling to your left, throwing with your right hand, and even make that one close. Now Pierce run the football and, try to don't have those mistakes you had. You got a chance here, I think, to run this clock out or run it down to where there's not nearly enough time for Wayne.
Again, Wayne, only 1 timeout remaining. I mistakenly said they had 2 remaining earlier. They have 1 left. Pierce does have all 3 of their timeouts. Don't think they'll need them. This is Champion White trying to fight away from the tackle. Ankle tackled. Brought down at the 29-yard line. Ankeny makes the stop. They'll give him a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
I think there's, things for both teams that you can say they did well tonight.
Sure.
And I think there's things that certainly both teams need to improve on. It seemed like the mistakes came at such inopportune times in this game. It really stood out when you had Pierce take a touchdown off the board because of a penalty. You had a long pass that Wayne had that was negated by a penalty.
Handoff flag comes in. I think you're going to get a face mask against Wayne. Caden Freilich out to the 24-yard line. Got about 4. There'll be extra yards after that penalty. And it is indeed a face mask against Wayne.
You're absolutely right about Wayne's schedule. That is a brutal schedule. We talked about how improved O'Neill is.
Yeah.
But you're going to step down to C2, but you get Norfolk Catholic,
who could hang with just about anybody in C1 this year, I think.
I agree.
They have been fantastic this season. We'll see them in a couple of weeks taking on Cedar Catholic. Cedar Catholic was trailing Oakland Craig by 3 last I saw. That was in the third quarter. That's a big game in Class C2 tonight. That 15-yard penalty by Wayne moves Pierce down to the 13-yard line. 1st and 10. 3:33 to go. Dire straits for the Wayne Blue Devils. Got a final score. Wahoo able to pull away from Columbus Lakeview late. They win that game 29-6. About a yard on this carry. Give maybe a couple for Valverde down to the 11-yard line.
You mentioned that Oakland Craig game. There's a final in that as well. 24-21 final. Oakland Craig downs Cedar Catholic.
You know, Cedar Catholic, they graduated a ton of players, and their record isn't exactly sterling right now, but they've been playing everybody really, really tough.
Yeah.
It's one of those teams that you don't want to see them in the playoffs, I don't think. That's still Chad Cotto coaching that team. They're going to get better as the year goes on.
Yeah, that was very much a senior-laden team that made it to the state championship game a year ago.
High formation, handoff. Valverde slipped as he made his cut, stayed on his feet, got about a yard before a whole bunch of Wayne Blue Devils made the play. It'll be 3rd down. Back to that Wahoo score. You know, Pierce, first game of the season, they lose 23-6 to Wahoo. Everybody kind of looks at that and goes, well, yeah, they lost a bunch. No, Wahoo is pretty good, Lou. And, you know, as you look at the teams that, you know, Boone Central has been so good, stumbled a bit against a good Douglas County West team last week, still got the win, but you look at who are the teams that are going to challenge Boone Central. Pierce is going to get a crack at them in a few weeks. But Wahoo is playing some really, really good football right now out there in Saunders County.
Yeah, that's a really good football team.
Stretch play, Valverde on 3rd down inside the 5. Close to 1st down yardage. Brought down inbounds down to the 3. I believe that will be enough for him. No signal yet. Well, they got him a yard shy. It'll be 4th and 1.
Obviously,
so, the 4-yard line.
I think that Pierce will certainly go for this. As the clock ticks away, Pierce is going to get their 4th win of the season after that opening loss, as we mentioned, to Wahoo.
At O'Neill next week. That's an interesting game. Again, O'Neill is much improved. Well, everybody jumped for Wayne. This will be a free 1st down for Pierce. Coach Darren Sucksdorf next week will be in O'Neill trying to get his 100th career win.
Wow.
Won a lot of games at Lutheran High Northeast, took them deep into the playoffs often, both in 11 and in 8-man. And he's got a team. The makeup of this team is the kind of team that could go deep again. The mistakes obviously need to get cleaned up. And you know they're going to work it in. We've seen it tonight. A little bit more diversity out of their offense, the ability to throw the football a little bit more, which I think they have. They've just not really needed to use it much. Diving straight ahead into the end zone here for the touchdown is Caden Freilich. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown this season. In from 2 yards out. And Pierce puts the dagger on this one.
Yeah, that's obviously going to end it. And such an unusual game that we've witnessed here. But Pierce gets the win. And I think for Wayne, you hope to get a couple guys back perhaps. But I thought they showed a lot of heart in this ball game. They did not go away.
Extra point blocked. There's some heart right there. Great play off the edge by Grant Moss. So extra point, no good. 35-15 again in a game that was scoreless at the half. Saw 50 points scored in the second half. So Pierce on their way to a 4-1 record. Wayne slipping to 1-4. with 52 seconds to go in this one. And yeah, boy, Wayne, they're, like you said, the final score is not going to tell the story, I think, for a lot of Wayne games the rest of the year. The schedule is going to be tough, and they've got receivers injured that are probably not going to be back this year. They got a couple of guys on crutches. I know the injuries hit them hard last week in that Raymond Central game. And, so this year, in terms of wins and losses, maybe not going to go the way they want. But, look, Coach Hayden Delano's a good one. He showed that at Cross County what he can do. And I think, Lou, you and I would agree, the heart that this team played with tonight showed that that's a coach that they want to play for there in Wayne.
Yeah, absolutely. When things weren't going well in that first half, and certainly offensively not moving the ball at all, you got guys that stepped up. Tell you what, Garrett Schultz impressed me tonight.
He's a good one.
He is not a big fella, but boy, did he play with a ton of heart. I think he epitomizes this team's effort. If they can continue that, they might steal a couple of wins. Who knows? Probably not going to have the great record as you mentioned, but now Schultz gets another chance here at the kickoff.
From the 11, not going to get a whole lot. Brought down, flag comes in at the end of the play. Trevor Montgomery finished off the play for Pierce. We'll check on the flag. It's a face mask against Pierce. Personal foul, so Wayne will get a little bit better field position. Just 48 seconds to go in this one. Don't forget we got our post-game show coming up. We'll be talking to head coach Darren Sucksdorf, the victorious coach here at Pierce. You talk about, you never want to be the guy that replaces a legend. How about doing it twice?
Yeah.
Because not only has he taken over for Mark Bramer in football, he's also taking over for
Darren Sindelar?
Darren Sindelar.
Yeah.
They have the same first name, and that tripped me up. Darren Sindelar.
Yeah.
He's taking over for two coaches at once that won 8 state championships.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, if one guy can do it, it's Darren Sucksdorf.
He has never shied away from a challenge. Lou,
Yeah.
you and I have talked about over the years. We have been really impressed by his ability to coach at all levels over the years. For a long time now, as his pass play is complete. That's Alex Rodriguez, his first reception. It's Wayne up to midfield, 17-yard gain.
Looking reception there. Yeah, you replace a guy like Mark Bramer, who is kind of like replacing Osborne at Nebraska with that last 5 years, having 2 state championships. But this is a young group of Pierce Blue Jays.
And Schultz goes down. Ball comes out. They say he was down when he fumbled the football. Coulter Anderson makes the play. No gain.
It's a different-looking Pierce team. I mean, just what they're doing stylistically.
Sure.
But when it comes down to what they want to do, they want to run the football. And that's what Pierce is known for and play really good defense. I think they did that for the most part here tonight.
Yeah, it's not about style. It's about execution. And when they have executed tonight, Pierce showed that they can be scary good. There's a 13-yard reception by Rodriguez.
Absolutely. I think this is a really good football team. And, again, not very many returning starters. You had that run of just great teams. A lot of people forget Mark Bramer didn't always win championships.
Right.
He had years where he had to rebuild, but
Wayne looking deep down the field. Oh, that hit the hands of the receiver, Jorgensen, in the end zone, incomplete. Wayne not going down without a fight. And again, that's a sign of a good coach and a well-coached team and players that want to play. You like to see that if you're a Wayne fan.
Yeah, certainly not a team that has, raised the white flag, as it were. They're battling right to the end here, down 20 points, but I think this team has showed something in that they have, despite kind of being outmanned tonight, they have stayed in this ball game.
Nice coverage on that last play by Ryder Tyson. This one incomplete. Through the hands of Jace Jorgensen. 10 seconds to go in this one. Looking at some other finals from around the state. Here as this pass play is caught and getting out of bounds. Probably get 1 or 2 more plays. That's an 8-yard gain to Rodriguez. Here's, you want to talk about something strange. This is an 8-man score, kind of out of area, but a lot of our viewers have seen a lot of Fall City Sacred Heart over the years. They fall tonight to BDS 60-18. Sacred Heart, I believe, is 1-4 right now. And in danger of seeing their record playoff streak coming to an end this year. As that scramble there by the quarterback Keller wraps this one up. Boy, I'll tell you what, Wayne, you couldn't have asked for anything more from them in terms of effort, but in the end, just too much from Pierce as they get it done, overwhelming Wayne tonight, 35-15. Post-game show coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Boardman Construction. They get the work done with their own crew, never outsourcing the job. Voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health. Affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Pierce Telephone Company and PTC Mobile, where the local choice for your phone, internet, and mobile services is the better choice. And by Rick's Auto Repair, keeping the engines of Pierce fans running with vehicle service and repair.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
$35-15, Pierce gets the win over Wayne. Let's take a look at how it happened. In our top plays, those are brought to you in part by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Well, Currency's here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. District play begins in Pierce as the fourth-ranked Blue Jays play host to the 1-3 Wayne Blue Devils. Interesting game, to say the least. We were scoreless in the first half. No points in the first half. That changed in the second half thanks to Keenan Valverde. He scores a lot of touchdowns. Gets that one from 3 yards out, puts Pierce on the board just 50 seconds into the second half, up 7-0 as they take the lead on Wayne. They would extend it. This time it's Champion White, the quarterback, rushing it in. 14-0. Pierce has the lead. Looks like they're taking control of this game. They held Wayne without a first down for 2.5 quarters. But the Blue Devils, they played with a lot of heart. Down a couple of players because of injury tonight. Still able to find big plays. How about this? From Caden Keller to Garrett Schultz. All 140 pounds of him. Takes it 65 yards to pay dirt and brings Wayne within 7. Even get a little messy slide there. at the end of the play, but Pierce able to answer as they do so often, this time through the air. The pass, actually no answer here. It's tipped and intercepted by Wayne. So Wayne has a chance to tie this game, but Pierce's defense did the job tonight. Schultz came up with the interception there for Wayne. But as Wayne forced to punt, the punt is blocked into the end zone. Wayne will fall on it for a safety. Pierce's lead now 16-7. Still third quarter. Again, scoreless in the first half. We saw all kinds of points scored in the second half. Here Wayne trying to make the play, but breaking free into the open field for his first rushing touchdown of the year was Gavin Sullivan. That extended Pierce's lead to 23-7. Looks like at that point, Pierce has got this one in control, right? Not so fast. Wayne to the air. That's Gavin Anderson, his first catch of the season. Wayne gets the 2-point conversion. They're only down 8, 23-15 as we head to the fourth quarter, but just too much from Pierce late. Look, you need to close a game out. Just give it to number 7. Keenan Valverde, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's over 1,000 on the season, 12 rushing touchdowns. He puts it away. Pierce gets the win, 35-15. They improved to 4-1 on the year. And those top plays brought to you in part by Elkhorn Valley Bank. For all your banking needs, Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust. There is a difference. We'll talk to our player of the game and the winning head coach, Darren Sucksdorf, next. You're watching NCN.
Fall harvest means long hours for you and your equipment. You both need a fuel that can handle the pressure. So use Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel from Farmer's Pride for more power, better fuel economy, faster starts, and special additives to help reduce downtime. What's more, when you do business with Farmer's Pride, you'll notice a personal touch that goes beyond the expected. Farmer's Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by Boardman Construction, voted best residential roofer in Northeast Nebraska.
Hi, this is Dr. Kim. Chiropractic care is great for children, babies, and pregnant women. Chiropractic has been shown to make a pregnancy more smooth, less painful, and an easier delivery. Chiropractic has helped babies with colic, acid reflux, and many other things.
Hi, my name's Josie Clark, and I'm a PA. I understand the importance of chiropractor in raising healthy kids and having a comfortable pregnancy.
Call Dr. Kim today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom's Service. Get fueled up for the Blue Jays at Tom's on Main Street. Pierce Dental Office, ready to help you improve those Blue Jay smiles. And by White Repair in Hayter, providing auto service and repair for all vehicles. Call for an appointment today.
Time now for our coach's post-game interview, brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. Coach Darren Sucksdorf won his 99th game ever tonight. He's standing by with Luke Stera. Luke?
Down here on the field, we're joined with the Pierce Blue Jays head coach after their 35-15 win over the Wayne High Blue Devils, Coach Sucksdorf. Coach, 35-15, it was tied 0-0 at halftime. What was the change that you saw in your players in that second half to push them across the line for a win?
Yeah, I think we just challenged them physically. I thought, we made a lot of mistakes. There's no doubt about that, but we couldn't fix those now. We have to concentrate on the second half. I thought we challenged them. The coaches challenged them, defensive and offensive. We just got more physical and try to play Pierce football, and I think we did that in the second half.
Yeah, talking about it in the pregame, we were talking about how Wayne, a very scrappy team, and they were battling with you guys within a score, 23-15 in that fourth quarter. So with the penalties that you saw, again, what were you guys just telling your team on the sideline just to try and, like I said, push them across the finish line and get this fourth win on the season? Yeah, we're gonna have to look at those penalties, but we couldn't really do a lot of them. But now we had to try to stay positive as best we could and try to win the football game, and our guys did that. They responded when they needed to. I thought the line did a great job of blocking. I thought our defense stepped up when needed it to. So, we're not picky about wins. We'll take wins where we can get them. Exactly. 4-1 on the season, and we got Keenan Valverde over here. What do you have to say about his performance? He had 177 yards in that second half. He had a couple touchdowns as well. I mean, he did a fantastic job tonight. So what do you have to say about him as a senior on the team?
Yeah, he's just like a lot of our seniors, just hard-nosed, physical kid. He's got a lot of special talent, very hard to tackle in space, so that's why we try to give him the ball as best we can. So he fits along right with the senior group. It's a fun senior group.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us here, and good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. We'll bring in our player of the game, Keenan Valverde here. Keenan had a chance to talk with you before on, I believe it was Thursday we had a chance. Yeah, and had a great game tonight, 218 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 177 in the second half. What did you see that kind of opened the field up for you in the second half, allowing you to rush for nearly 200 yards?
We definitely struggled in the first half for sure. When we went up to the garage, we had to talk ourselves into it. Like we can't hold our heads down. Seniors had to step up, talk to everybody. We can't be down. And we came back out and performed a lot better.
Yeah, and of course tonight, we talked about it beforehand. Your senior leadership, I mean, it's not just you, but the entire group of seniors that you guys have. Again, starting off the season with the loss, you guys have rattled off 4 straight wins. What does that say about your guys' team and the leadership that kind of trickles down through the rest of the team?
Yeah, we have a whole entire senior group of leaders. They're all amazing, and I think that first loss to Wahoo really changed our minds. That we had to work a lot harder in practice. Even this week wasn't a great practice, but coming through halftime, these leaders stepping up and telling everybody that we can do it, it helped a lot.
Yeah, and of course, this is the first time I've actually gotten to seeing you in person on the field. And like I said, 5'8", you're 160 pounds, and you're able to just find the holes in the defense. So as far as vision goes, what do you see on the field from your linemen that that's the hole that you want to run through?
I think scout team helps in practice for sure, and I know where they're going, and I think having a great vision helps with that. But yeah, scout team for sure during practice helps.
Awesome. Well, Valverde, you have a fantastic game tonight, and go enjoy it with the rest of your team.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Awesome. That was Keenan Valverde here with the Blue Jays. And for one last time, we'll send it back up to Eric and Lou in the press box.
Thank you, Luke. Yeah, Keenan Valverde, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ho-hum, 1,078 rushing yards on the season now through 5 games. And he's our player of the game. And that interview brought to you by Dr. Kim Thor, chiropractor in Norfolk, located at 324 West Norfolk Avenue. Well, that about wraps things up. We've got more high school football coming up next week. Coach Darren Suckstorf used to coach Lutheran High Northeast. We'll get a chance to see the current version of them and their co-head coaches as they take on Plainview. Key 8-man matchup, Lou. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that was a fun game. We did that game last year in Plainview. That was a fun game. That should be a really good one next week. I mentioned we're talking to Keenan Valverde with that blonde hair, the headband. I'm thinking like Ric Flair or something in there.
He does have he does kind of have that look about him, doesn't he?
I like it.
Yeah, well, he's got the Pierce fans saying woo. There's no doubt about that. Pierce gets the win tonight, 35-15. They improved to 4-1 on the year. From a broadcast partner, Lou Siefker, Luke Stera on the sideline, Connor Luby in the truck, and the entire NCN Sports crew, I'm Eric McKay. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.